supposed to talk about today. All right, so if you're enjoying this episode of the Rooster Teeth Podcast on YouTube live, we actually broadcast it live every single Monday.
Every Monday.
For our sponsors on the Rooster Teeth website. And if you want to become a sponsor, if you subscribe, you can come watch that next week.
That's us. Roosterteeth.com.
We'll be on our way to Australia. Will you be here next week, Barbara?
I will be. I leave on Tuesday.
What about you?
I'll be gone. Will you be here?
I'll be here.
You organize the cast?
You bet.
Bernie's doing the programming. You saw it. He agreed to it.
Buckle up,
He's
Buttercups.
programming on Monday.
We didn't get to talk about. We didn't get to talk about something. We'll wait till some other time, but because it's already kind of like an older issue, but a pretty relevant one about the Flint, Michigan water supply. We should talk about that. You know anything about that?
No, I've not heard about that.
Christ. Okay, so
Are we doing a sponsored cast?
What?
We're doing a sponsor bit afterwards. Post show.
Yeah, but I got to do an interview for RTX Australia for Laser Team. So I got to leave after this. Anyway, there was something where they switched the water source to a polluted river, but the way they compensated that was by putting a chemical in that would like pull out all the nastiness in the water from the. I guess, is it the Flint River? I'm not sure. It's the river that Flint, Michigan was using. A fairly decent-sized town. But that chemical, then, as the water passed through the pipes with the chemical in it, it stripped all the lead off the interior of the pipes, and then just leaded the water that everyone was drinking. Like, they basically poisoned the population.
And how long does this go on for?
You can go read. You should go read about it. I mean, it's such. What's that?
A year?
A year?
We think it's.
There are people dying?
Yeah. But when did they discover it?
You're kind of clipping the wall a bit, so the game tries to push you out.
Yeah, I think for 6 months that was a problem.
Holy
it's
crap!
Are people
it's horrifying.
suing?
Yeah, it's a huge deal.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And there's Matt's talking about kids that drank all this water, and now they're just like, they just don't know the long-term impacts of it, how it's going to affect kids, but they know it's going to affect them.
I was reading, somewhat tangentially related to this, I was reading a study a couple days ago that talked about how there's speculation that the U.S. move away from leaded gasoline led to lower violent crimes in the United States, because I guess lead fumes, in addition to lowering people's IQs, it makes people agitated. And just like prolonged exposure to lead creates that, and I guess phasing out of leaded gasoline and no longer having those fumes in the air decreased crime.
Isn't there a word that we have that like one of the slang words for going insane comes from that? Isn't it? I want to say. I'll look it up for the next time we talk about it. But we'll talk about the Flint thing next time. You should absolutely go read up on the story. I'm actually surprised it's not a bigger story.
No, I've not heard about that at all.
You just assume when you get water out of the tap that it's fine. It's like, this is poisonous. It's poisonous water coming out of the tap.
Oh shit, we had we had really bad water where I grew up too. All right, well, let's go ahead.
But you knew it though, right? We talked about the dude breaking the thing. Do you want to talk about the pig that attacked the guys in the Skyhook trial?
Sure, why not?
So they did when they tested Skyhook, which was in Batman. What, Dark Knight?
And Metal Gear Solid 5.
I haven't played Metal Gear Solid 5. But like in Batman, when he goes to get the crime boss out of China, they use the Skyhook. It's a way they pick up people from a plane without landing the plane. They just hook you, and off you go.
And Metal Gear is the same thing, where you put a balloon on something and it goes up, and then the plane comes and gets it.
We should test that next time.
Well, one of the things they tested when they were testing the technology, they tested on a pig. And there was one point when the pig was... They picked it up, but it was spinning uncontrollably in the air for a long period of time. And then they got the pig up into the plane, and the pig attacked everybody on the plane. It was like, fuck you guys.
They said it took it a little while to get its bearings, and it just started attacking everyone. Can you imagine that? You're just like some dumb animal on the ground. The next thing you know, you're in the air, rocketing through the air, spinning around uncontrollably. You're in a fucking plane surrounded by people. Yes, you attack the fuck out of everyone you see.
Fuck you guys.
It is their fault, 100%.
And they were like, it was a serious incident. Like, they were in trouble because they were in a plane and this pig was attacking everybody.
Did they have to just slit his throat or something?
I don't know what happened.
Just kick it out the plane.
Yeah, that's what happens when pigs fly. Thanks, man.
I thought you were going to say they pulled it into the plane and it was just bacon.
No, but imagine that. It's probably like a big cargo plane. You pull up this pig, and there's like no room you can hide it. It's just basically a big room. You're there with an angry pig that's a little dizzy, and it's just like trying to fucking go at you.
Just kick it out of the plane.
Good luck with that.
You just have to spin it the other way, and it goes.
It'll be fine after you spin it back. And then the other thing I want to talk about, which I had on my list, which we did a whole no story about, which should be posted, is the Sony attempting to trademark Let's Play. How do you feel about that, Gav?
I think it's foolish.
It's a bit foolish.
I think it was already denied.
Yeah, it was contested by a company called Let's Play. It's a L-E-T apostrophe Z play. Let's Play. They do like tournaments for video game enthusiasts.
Yeah.
And,
I would imagine there's a few people who could contest it.
There's quite a
I
few.
might know a couple
Yeah,
who
might know
might
some.
want to contest
Oh, the
that.
channel.
well, the crazy thing is, like, that's. I was really surprised that Dr. Pepper has the domain name.
Right.
It's like an outdoor get fit initiative.
Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper owns Let'sPlay.com. Yeah,
So
we
did
tried to get it many times, and there's no way we're gonna get it from Dr. Pepper. You know. Good luck, Sony. They can fight. Is Dr. Pepper owned by like Pepsi or Coke? They're just their own entity.
I don't know. I think they were independent for a long time. I think they've been absorbed by a bigger company now,
What's that? Dr. Pepper Snapple, right?
which is part of Coke, right? No? Huh?
Owned by Nestle.
No?
Anybody?
All right. No one.
Owned by no one. Look at them. They're right for the picking.
Snapple owns Snapple.
You win. You listen. You win $1.3 billion if you buy Dr. Pepper Snapple.
I'm not.
I'm gonna buy Let's Play.
So someone suggested, were you thinking of Mad as a Hatter?
I think it might be no.
That was
it wasn't Mad as a
Mercury
Hatter.
though, not
No, it was it wasn't Mad as a Hatter.
Thanks.
It was
Skate the Water for
something.
reading that.
I'll look it up, but it was something. And I'll post it on Twitter, put it on the journal. But it was something to do with like a factory where they built with lots of them. I can't remember what it was. What are you talking about? So,
Okay.
anyway.
All right. Well, thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll see you guys next week over at roosterteeth.com.
Goodbye, everybody.
Go watch
Bye.
LaserTeamTheMovie.com.
Love you.
Tell your friends.
What was the? Where? I was ready.
Renew
it! Do it over! Wow, Blaine is fired up.
Man,
Blaine
you're
is
really taking
channeling
Gus's
Gus.
spot.
I'm in the
Hey!
Gus chair.
All right, everybody calm down.
Are we redoing it or not?
Listen,
Should we have a chill one?
Gus, what does that mean?
I get it.
Oh, I get you. That's good. You're good with the segues.
Shirt.
Gavin's wearing our new shirt, Podcast and Chill.
I was wearing my Laser Team one, but I took it off to swap it with this one.
So-
We don't get podcast shirts all that often.
We don't.
We get them occasionally.
I'm on one of them, and it was one of the proudest moments of
I-
my
bef-
You're on a shirt?
Before we get into shirts,
This is superhuman.
I have something I want to say.
Wait, you should pin in that thought, Barbara.
I'm pinning it.
You will have first right. You'll have the floor first. Why don't you introduce yourselves for
Oh,
people who are
right.
listening at home?
Hi, I'm Blaine,
I'm Gavin.
I'm Barbara.
And I'm Bernie.
and I'm Blaine.
Stop it. All right. It's not even funny
Working
when
hard
Gus
So
on
he's
said it.
allowed to do it.
What is your thing?
Wait,
you
who are
would
we
think?
sponsored by that?
Shush. We're sponsored by
Yeah, you shush
Blue
me and then you
Apron
go
and Squarespace. They've made all this possible.
keeping the wheels turning, get shushed.
Two great sponsors.
I have a feeling we'll be talking about them later in the program. We'll be talking about
Why do you
these
sound like
fine
God?
merchants. What?
Because he is.
I have to pull Gus's job today.
You're coming through like feedback.
So are you.
Oh, there's always one person every podcast who has the God mic that you can hear them on all the speakers. Do I have it this
It's
time?
never Barbara.
It's never me. 'Cause I mean, I don't talk this close to my mic.
It's
if
all
I
of
do,
us.
then it happens.
All right, Barbara, what's your story? Let's take the pin out.
So, I want to start off the podcast before we get into everything to say that today is a very, very special day. We're all here on the podcast together.
Why did it cut to Bernie?
Today is the birthday of a very special man who we all admire and love and
ahead.
cherish very greatly.
Sounds
and,
like a great guy.
That is Mr. Chris Damaris. So, happy
There he
birthday,
is.
Chris.
Happy birthday, Chris.
Happy birthday, Chris.
Yes.
How old is Chris?
I think he's 29
I'll say
or
28.
28.
I feel like you pulled a switcheroo on that.
Also, it is Bernie Burns' birthday.
Hey!
Happy birthday, Bernie Burns.
You know, someone was saying,
Clap.
do you want us to say happy birthday to you at the Monday meeting? And I was like, there's like 150 people. What was that?
There's
have-
like
Hey,
four
hey,
balloons.
A balloon.
we have some party hats.
Oh, this one's gonna hit you right on the head? Oh, I missed.
Blaine, what color would you like?
Green or
Happy
purple,
birthday, everybody.
please.
I want
There's
blue.
no purple.
I want blue.
Green, please.
So I encouraged. Get a green for Achievement Hunter.
Can you give me the other green one too?
I'll take a red. I'll take a blue one.
You switch.
I want blue.
I'm a blue team.
Green sucks.
You get what you want.
Can I get a green team? Or
Done.
another green?
Hey.
Double up.
You got really excited when you saw something that was Achievement Hunter colors. Those are
Plain.
plane that we did in our simple planes.
You know what I say to that?
Oh, those are gonna get old fast.
Happy birthday.
Just like me
Happy
on my birthday, get old fast.
birthday.
Hey, give me the rest of them.
And you're 21 now?
No, the hat.
Today, Gavin, this is my 43rd
going.
birthday.
It is not.
It is 43. I'm 43 years old. What do you think about that? How old are you?
27.
27. Seems like you're catching up. Somehow or some way. That's
I
the way
still
it always
remember that
works.
time when you were 32 and I was 16.
Here, I'll do this.
There you go. How old were you when you started Red vs. Blue?
Oh, look at that, 10 years.
Look at that young man. Now you're a teenager.
Backwards cab does it. I look like Barb now. How old was I? What?
When you started Red vs. Blue?
Man, I
13 years
guess.
27?
I think no. I was like right at the end of my 20s. I was 29. Dear Lord, look at Blaine down there. And actually, I think about that
did not see you doing that.
I think about that because people always talk to us like, how can I get started or whatever. Usually people have that conversation
Can
around
you
like
do the whole thing
17
like
or 18.
Yeah.
And the conversation is like, if we start talking to them and say like, well, you get going on stuff and build up a portfolio and all that, and you can see the light just go out in their eyes.
Yeah.
They just want to know like, what button do I press to become world famous on YouTube? You know, that's because that's the environment now today. Is they feel like they can do that, and it's like when you talk about building a portfolio and stuff like that, it's like, but you can do it like for 2 or 3 years, and even if you started now, like if you're 15, you started now, you'll be so far ahead. 3 years of experience,
Yeah.
you know, in some kind of art form. By the time you're 18, you'll be so far ahead of everybody else. And I'm just like, I don't want to do that. We were at it for like 11 years before we got to be a point. Oh, look at this!
We went all out.
Holy cow, you guys went all out.
Happy
All right,
birthday.
walk slower. You're gonna blow the candles out.
We can't
Oh,
sing it. Because of
nailed
copyright.
it.
It says
It says
congratulations. I don't know if we want to.
The G is melting. Gavin, how much would you pay me to do the whole podcast?
Thank you.
On your birth?
10,000 things I want to do with that cake. If you guys had brought it at the end of this podcast, this would go entirely differently. That cake
Well,
would
we've
be
got
like
ahead.
on Gavin. All right, you ready for it?
Make a wish.
Hey, Barb. I don't know why. One running joke I had with Barbara. Hey, thank you, everybody. I have a running joke with Barbara where if Barbara's in the room and I have a piece of paper, and I'll crumple up the paper and I'll look at the garbage can and I'll size up and then I just go and I like let it fall out of my hand to the ground. She always falls for it every single time. I can size it up for like a minute. I'll sit there and
Nothing
look.
gets old for Barbie. The same crap. Since the day I met you, you laugh at still to this day.
Oh, thank you very much.
Oh, is that a spatula?
There's something very funny to me.
Thank you, Mariel.
What's your gift, Gavin?
Look how well prepared we are for this.
Is it pancake day?
All right, who wants cake?
It is.
When is that?
Any crew want cake?
Do you want some help? You have a busted up finger that I'm sure will
Oh,
help you
yeah.
out a little bit.
You want to tell that story?
Yeah.
Is this your thing for the pin in, Barbara? Was this discussion of?
Yeah, it was absolutely about your birthday.
We needed a pin for that?
Hold
I
it.
just wanted to make
Hold
sure
it. Hold. Oh, the cake's going.
Save it, Blade.
Good grief.
There's a lot of jokes that Bernie makes that I laugh at.
I flipped it over. Here, that's yours.
Blaine, how much to eat that in one mouthful? 50 quid. 50 bucks.
50
in one
bucks,
mouthful? How do you mean by that? So like I had to stuff it in and
Like
then...
everything that's on the plate has to be in your mouth.
No, I'm
At one
at the
point in
same
time, I don't
time.
think that's even possible.
You could try that.
For $50? Can you give me a spoon, Bernie?
It's all yours. Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Can't throw so well with my middle.
Oh, eating off the spatula, that's classy.
Nobody else wanted any.
Okay, so $50.
Yeah, size it
I
up.
don't think it's possible.
No,
to-
no, you can compress that. There's a lot of air in a cake.
I don't know. That's a pretty dense
Can I
cake.
cheat? Can I like put it in my hands and mush it?
Yeah.
That's a pretty dense cake.
But you only get the money if you actually do it.
I remember for Barb's birthday,
Can I get trash?
one year we made a
might
dick
get
cake.
close up.
Did we ever
It
talk
was
about that?
Ashley and Aaron Zach, right?
Yeah.
I think isn't it completely inedible as well?
It
Yeah.
looked like a dick would, like, if dick was a cake,
Yeah.
it looked like that would.
Oh my God! Look at Blaine down there.
Double it in.
So Blaine is trying to fit an entire piece of a massive corner of a cake.
We should get a
his
disgusting
mouth.
zoom in on this.
It's like that scene from Matilda.
What's the Matilda? What's the scene?
Bruce,
Somebody
Bruce,
choked to death
Bruce.
on cake.
Yeah, Pam Ferris going nuts.
She makes the kid eat
He's
the
so
cake.
fucking happy.
That's gonna be the thumbnail.
You can't eat the cake.
Don't
You gotta
die.
shove
Don't
it.
die. Don't choke to death. He sounds muted. Say anything at all. It sounds like he's muted. It's like behind like a wall of lead. He did it. He did it. That's $50.
No, there's still some there.
Here, do you want to swallow some before you?
No, he can't do that.
Oh, he can.
Now he can swallow. Oh, you're killing me.
Just put it in and like, it's coming out.
If you,
the
if,
end
you
of the hole.
guys, if you guys are listening to the audio version of the podcast, it's basically, it looks like the first 5 minutes of 2001. It's like, he's got this simian look on his face and he's jamming food into his mouth. Look at him, you look like a, you... Oh yeah, that's good.
I'll
You're
count
done.
that. Well done. That's
$50.
Good job.
$50. Did you have to swallow? Oh, Blaine! 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 Did you have to swallow it?
No, you don't have to swallow.
I'm sorry.
You're not sorry.
I lost a horse, I farted. Can I get a trash can?
In case you didn't hear that, Blaine said, I laughed so hard.
Can. How about there's a paper
that
bag
I
right
farted.
there?
That'd be great. I can't reach because my hands are so dirty. Can somebody give me wet wipies? Little wipey towels?
That's a big assumption. Here you got some dry towels coming in. That's gonna help. Grab it with your hands.
Be my hands.
We're not touching you. Nobody's touching you.
Just be my hands.
I'm gonna look this way.
It's really not that bad.
It's such a good. Here.
I heard it bubbling and like gargling.
Yeah, but it's just...
It's Martin Luther King Day, by the way, as well. My birthday always falls on Martin Luther King Day.
That's how I normally celebrate.
Always? Or just once
No,
every 7
well,
years?
you know, it's whatever. Yeah, so, I noticed that because it's a major holiday, it's a Monday.
Yeah.
I noticed that my birthday kind of gravitates towards Monday and away from Monday. But are there certain days of the week that dates never fall on? Like, will January 18th always fall on either like a Thursday, a Saturday, or a Monday?
You're a lunatic.
Isn't it just...
Or does it make it through every day of the week?
No, it goes the next day, and then leap year it skips a day, and then it'll do the next 4
No,
years
I don't think
after.
that's the way that works.
Yeah, it is.
I don't think that's the way it works. Okay, so what you're saying for sure
Tomorrow,
is that
not
January 18th, my birthday,
Next year.
2015 was what? Sunday?
No, it would have been a Saturday, because today's the weekend.
It's here's the week.
Wait, but it hasn't been said yet, so it would have been Sunday.
It would have been a Sunday. Check it on your calendar.
What day was January? I can just get my calendar out. 2015. Oop,
You could just open your calendar.
I could do that.
Do you need wipey towels?
Go back a year.
Just keep saying wait.
It was a Sunday.
Yeah,
And now
'cause
it's a Monday. So you're saying 2014 would have been
Saturday.
a Saturday.
And then next year it'll be a...
You're correct.
How do you not know how the years and days work?
Well, this is a very specific thing about the years and the dates. Like that they go one day at a time, they advance. I never knew that. I honestly, that's a thing that everybody else knows but me. I did not know that.
Do you guys know?
Yeah, I knew that.
Like they just advance one day?
Yeah.
Huh.
Like how Christmas last year was, or the year before was a Thursday, and this year was a Friday?
Yeah. In 2013, my birthday was on a Friday.
The reason I know that is because my birthday's in the summer, so I would always try to see if my birthday fell on a weekend, so I could plan like a birthday party.
Yeah. You have cake all over your face.
Do I?
Yeah. So 2010 would have been the last year that my birthday fell on Martin Luther King Day.
Yeah, Barbara, you look stupid.
Who else do I share a birthday with?
So-
Chris Damaris. Muhammad Ali. There's no reason why you would know that. I would be surprised. We have so many people at the company now. I would be surprised if there's a third person who has this is their birthday.
Come forward.
Probably.
So, you just every year would just think, oh, luck of the draw, what day of the week it's going to be?
I just didn't notice. I mean, really, seriously.
Oh.
The closest thing I wouldn't notice for my own birthday.
And last year was Monday, damn it!
I wouldn't notice, except for the fact that Martin Luther King Day falls around the same time. I would notice, though, that like this, December 25th and January 1st are exactly 7 days apart. So those always fall on the same day of the week every year, relative to one another. But I never noticed before that they advance through all the days. I'm honest. If people know that, that's like a fact that people have learned. I never have noticed that trend. Control room, am I alone in this? Did you guys know that that's the case? That days advance? No.
I thought that was common knowledge.
Is it like they don't teach
You know?
Americans that?
That the days advance through the like, explain it to me. Like, how is that explained in education? Explain it to me.
I have no idea. It's just like a fact that I know.
Like,
from growing
just
up.
explain it like someone's never heard that fact before. How do they teach it to you? Like,
You
it's
don't, I never got taught it, I just like,
Yeah.
You just
because being
noticed it.
alive 27 years,
Well,
I've noticed a pattern.
you just asked they don't teach that in America. We have calendars in America. So it's like, it's a fact you pick up, but it's not something that somebody sits down and ever teaches you.
I don't think anyone ever taught me, no.
I wonder if people can, there's going to be some people
But
who don't understand what the
basically,
fuck we're talking about.
You base knowledge on your own experience.
Yes. I'm just saying, like, that would mean my memory has to go back not only 1 year, but 2 years to make like a trend not happening. I mean,
No, you don't need one. You need 1 year. You need 1 year ago from today to figure that out.
but a leap year actually keeps it consistent to where even across a leap year, it doesn't move up a day or anything.
It does.
I just went back 6 years. I went across a leap year in 2012, and it didn't change.
So what's it going to be next year for you? Is it going to be a Wednesday or a Tuesday?
Next year will be Wednesday, because this year's leap year.
Well, if he's saying leap years don't change it,
Leap years do change it.
That's why people don't know this, because it's like there's a caveat.
Yeah, leap year change it.
so it's going to be Wednesday.
He's absolutely right.
Wednesday.
By a day?
Honestly, most
It would
people this year have skipped a day, but because you're one of the few whose birthday is before the leap day, then
Unlike
you
the
don't
kids,
experience that this year.
how do they handle the age stuff in UK schools? Like, do they
Every
have
year
cutoff
someone
days?
goes up by 1 year.
But on a different day of the week. No, like what's the cutoff day for the UK if you go to kindergarten? Is kindergarten your first official level of school?
No, what's German?
Okay, what is your first level?
Reception.
Reception. Okay. When someone goes to start reception, what is the how old do you have to go to reception?
How old?
Four? Four.
I think it's 4.
Okay.
in Canada.
So like, what's the cutoff date for that? Like the
I think it's like very early September.
Very
It's
early
like
September.
The oldest kids are born on the early days of September.
right. Okay. Yeah, that's Teddy's like that. Teddy's like one of the oldest kids in his class.
Wait, how do they do it with us? I got held back.
What grade did you get held back in?
Did you really?
Well, it wasn't because I was like dumb or anything. I don't think.
That's what they said.
No, it was because my mom was a teacher, and they knew that I was my dad was a late bloomer, and they knew that they wanted me to play football. B, since I'm a May birthday, I was going to be either extremely young or extremely old for my class. So they're like, let's just opt for him being older and possibly more grown when he plays football.
You mean younger?
But why not start you later? Why not start you later? What grade would you held back?
Oh,
in?
because I think it actually helped out because I was like, oh, this is pretty smart, you know. So like going through kindergarten twice was like, color within the lines a little bit better the next time.
No, it's true.
Yeah, that's all the fun stuff anyway.
Yeah, would you rather be the smartest guy or the oldest guy in a young class or the youngest person in an old class?
Oldest is, but yeah, easy, yeah.
Rather than being pushed ahead.
I think I was like 19 or 20 when I graduated. No. Never mind.
You were probably 19 then when you graduated.
Yeah. I just remember people being like, "You're."
See, I graduated at 17. I was the exact opposite, and I was a very late bloomer, so I didn't like hit puberty until I was a junior in high school.
How do you think that affected you socially?
I dated more in middle school,
Okay.
like 6th to 8th grade,
Playa.
than I did my first 2 years in high school. Like I was a much more, I don't know, successful dater. Unless we didn't have Tinder back then. But I was way like smaller than everybody else. But I think that that kind of thing like made me focus a little more on school and stuff like that. But then in the junior and senior, caught up on it. Since I grew like 6 inches in 8 months. So yeah,
You must have had terrible growth.
it was painful. It was very painful.
Painful
Did
for
you have
everyone to
stretch
grow,
marks?
I would also I never got stretch marks. I don't understand how those work. Are stretch marks like when you grow too fast or gain too much weight and then your skin stretches, or is it like it seems like it's for people who lose a lot of weight?
It happens in big.
Well, how do you get a stretch mark by losing it? That doesn't make sense to me. Or is it just reveal when the skin comes back? That's what the thing is. Like when you,
Yeah, it's I don't know if stretch mark is the right word for it.
I was going to talk about that.
what grade were you held back in? What grade were you held back in?
Kindergarten.
You were held back in kindergarten.
Yeah.
So hard.
Oh,
Did you go to
so-
kindergarten twice?
Yes.
That's kind of
Miss Elliott and Miss Stroop.
That is kind of just like starting over. That's all it is.
Yeah. He's nice. He's cool.
Yeah, I skipped reception.
And went straight to what? Level 1?
Just went straight to year 1.
Year 1. The way you guys remember your school stuff is
Yeah, and then they call everything
1,
uni.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
But then you have your A levels and your.
That's just the exam stage.
What's the thing that's after A levels that you do that?
That's going to university.
When do you take your owls?
Well, then you have like a college too,
Yes,
though,
like-
right? Don't you have a college thing too?
There's colleges, yeah. There's separate to universities typically.
So are college and university the same level?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
it's usually you can leave school at 16. You can do your GCSEs. They determine like what A level you take, or you can not do that and just go to college and
So wait a minute.
do
So
specific
you take your GCSE?
GCSEs. Yeah,
GCSE?
used to be called O levels.
Okay. And that determines what A level test you're going to take.
So it tells it like then you pick. So say I want to do A level science, I need to get at least a C in my science GCSE.
And that's
So
another
it's just a test and you take another test? Or do you go to more school and then take a
Well,
test?
no, they're qualifications. So like you can go to a job and say I've got a C, a GCSE in English.
Okay.
Is that something else that you guys do different too? Is like grades?
It's
'Cause-
not confusing me. You try
Yeah,
to
but
explain
here's
it.
why
now I'm
America
confused.
is weird, right?
Go on.
When you're like 18 and you're like trying to finish up school, you still have to do all the crap, like maths, even if you're not doing that. But in A levels, you're only doing you're not doing all the fodder that comes with other lessons. You're just doing like the 3 subjects that you want to do.
So are A levels grades or are they tests? Explain that to
They're
me.
qualifications.
Okay.
So,
do you
for
understand
example-
why this is confusing?
For example, I have 9.
You said, "Oh, it's just numbers." That's how you started this conversation. Saying,
No, that's
it's
the
just
years.
numbers.
I have 9.5 GCSEs and 3 A levels.
I don't know.
At my qualification.
This makes
I
zero
don't
sense.
have a degree.
Spouting numbers and
So
then words.
you got
following
to
numbers.
year 10, and then somebody threw a lot of letters at you. That's exactly what
No,
you said
you
to me.
take your GCSEs at the end of year 11.
Year 11.
Is that a test?
You take your GCSE. So
Yeah.
end of your 11th year, you take your GCSE, and then you're
then-
done.
And then that's age 16, you can go and like, you know, a lot of my friends like became a plumber at that point. Or you do years 12 and 13, and that's called the sixth form.
Do you get this
And
now?
then you do
do
your
you
A-
understand?
and then
it
you
was
do
so
your
simple
AS
when he started,
levels.
Barbara.
Bernie.
Now there's another school after school.
I think he's making this up.
No, sixth form's the thing.
Sixth form is
And
just
that's not
years-
university.
It's years 12 and 13. No,
Sixth
because
form?
So that's like our senior year?
form,
And a
right?
13th
Sixth
year.
form.
And then you do your AS levels and then your A2s. They're known as your A levels.
Well, okay, granted,
Why is
we
it
do.
called sixth form in 11th grade?
Well, so Bernie, we do kindergarten, then first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and then up to 12.
What I want is somebody to make an edit of Gavin talking to me. What do you mean it's complicated? It's just numbers for the years. Then immediately cut to him going A levels GSE, sixth form, college,
Plumber.
O level, plumber.
Reception.
But all your stuff has like dumb names like junior and then like I don't know,
Freshman, sophomore,
middle
junior,
bloke.
senior. But
We
you can
literally
call it
have
11th.
just
like
numbers
two
for the
different
years.
juniors.
You go grade 1
it's
through
a
12, and then that's it.
Yeah.
Then you go to university if you want to, or you don't.
Yeah,
that's it.
that's
I
like
can-
me saying-
I explained that in 5 seconds.
Okay, well let me do it in 5 seconds. You do years 1 through 13, then you go to university if you want. And if you want to do 12 and 13.
So do you have to do
So wait.
3 years of university then, since you did 13 years of high school?
Yeah, degree 3 or 4 years.
I could also explain that somebody could drop out and get their GED, which is their high school equivalency, but that's an alternative to the American school system.
That's basically if we dropped out.
And listen, I don't want to get on Twitter and hear everybody in the fucking UK telling me how smart Gavin is and how he just doesn't explain things well. Your system's fucked up, and you should be.
So can you leave school at 16?
Sure.
Yeah,
You don't leave school at you can leave school at like eighth grade.
Yeah, that's...
You don't have to go to school.
Oh, really?
That's
It's the law.
Homeschool kids, they just take them out of school. Homeschool kids, no. I mean, they just run the kids through the yard.
It's a law in Canada to stay till 16th.
Yeah, that's why, like, at the beginning of your A levels, they're like, alright, you don't have to be here anymore, so if you're not going to do well, then piss off. Not interested in teaching someone who's not.
That's when kids get ready.
And so that's A levels. And don't you sometimes take A levels? 12. So you say A levels. That's a test. Then you take sixth form after A levels. And sixth form is also called college.
I can't help you.
How do you guys grade? Do you have like A's, B's, C's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
It's a
star.
wonder anybody ever gets out of that
Star.
fucking school system over
That B
there.
plus.
No, no.
Do you have a B star? And a C star?
You can also get a U.
What's you?
I'm almost afraid to look at Twitter.
It
means
I have 550 200 tweets that are directed at RT Podcast. So yeah, people are curious.
Oh,
Whoa,
is this
there
it?
it is.
We can't read that.
Simple as that.
That's everything. That's everything that I said.
Look at that fucking garbage.
I nailed it.
So Patrick pulled up the UK educational system.
We also don't call it SNEAK. Nah, we call it primary school.
You have common entrance examinations, GCSE examinations. We have a lot of exams. I guess we have like
You're
standardized
basically just
tests.
narrowing it down. So
Yeah.
like you can pick your GCSEs, but you still have to do maths and all the crap on the page.
Every year,
Everyone in Twitter is explaining it from the UK. They're all explaining it different. Someone literally said sixth form is college courses, but it's not held at college. It's held at a school rather than a college campus.
Yeah, for example,
Stop explaining the
sixth form.
Get your fucking shit straight.
Sixth form for me was in my own school that I was already at.
Okay.
I didn't have to go to a separate
But you
sixth form
didn't go.
college. I did.
Oh, you went to sixth form?
Yeah, I did.
Oh.
I got 3 A levels.
What does that mean?
It is really just
So
amazing.
do you have a college degree?
What does that mean? I don't know. I have qualifications.
You have qualifications.
Yeah.
So what if I ask you? Like we go all the way from first grade to 12th grade. We don't get anything all the way through to 12th grade. Once you finish 12th grade, you get a diploma.
That doesn't mean
A high
anything.
school diploma.
Okay, I'm really good for this job because of this one diploma.
I have a basic education.
Yeah.
No,
You
it's
completed high school.
It doesn't tell what you're good at. It doesn't
Listen,
say
I'm not
what
gonna
your
say the
strengths are.
American what we teach or the American educational
That's
system
what
is
college is
superior.
for.
I'm never gonna say that.
No, we narrow down way earlier. Like after you're like 14 or 15, you're like picking what you actually want to do.
That fucking sucks.
See, with
Because what I wanted to do when I was 14 or 15 is not what I wanted to do.
I wanted
yeah,
to be
you
a
don't know when you're
stuntman.
that young. In my high school, you got to choose like you only had to do 3 years of math, 2 years of science, 1 year of history, and you could keep taking those courses in like the 11th and 12th grade, but you didn't have to. So there was a minimum curriculum that you had to take, and everything else you could fill with stuff you wanted to do. So it's like it narrowed it down, but we
Alright.
still have an understandable fucking school
Can you
system.
imagine how fucked you would have been if you had like chosen your career path at 13 or 14? Like, what would you be doing right now?
Oh, doctor. I'll be a doctor. I did. And then I went to university for pre-med. And
Speaking
then-
of being a doctor, what happened to your finger there?
Oh, everyone's asking about that on Twitter, too. So you want me to explain that real quick? Well, how much? Where are we at? Okay.
Is it a long story?
So I
Is
have
it
a...
longer than that conversation?
No, I'm just making sure that we don't have to do, like, business stuff. So, for those of you listening at home, I have a splint on my finger, which is, the splint is on a bandage. I did not break my finger. I'm not allowed to bend my finger. Trigger word, gore and blood. Is it trigger word? Trigger alert?
Trigger
Warning?
Trigger warning. Are you gonna take it off?
What? No, I'm not gonna take it off. We're just gonna tell a story that's gonna involve blood and horror and pain. I would not take it off because Gavin's freaked out by it. I'll show you. I'll get a picture ready though on my phone that I took for Gavin though.
You do what I do, where you like kind of curl up and you like
just
hide your
can't.
wrists and your
I
neck.
can't deal
So-
with like.
I got a new set of knives, and I'm very happy with my new set of knives. I like it a lot. And one of the cool things about having a new set of knives is that they cut through anything. Like cutting steak is like zip, and it goes right through it.
I'm not gonna throw up. I'm not gonna get uncomfortable.
So Teddy likes this sub shop called Jimmy John's,
I
but
love Jimmy John's.
yeah, but I try not to go there as much as I can because even though Teddy loves it, because the guy he's one of those guys that like goes and like kills like 1,000-year-old elephants and stuff. You know what I mean? And takes pictures. You got something here in your face.
Is it
other
cake?
Side, other side. You got a little cake there. You got it. The anyway, that's political though. We won't talk about that. So I bought bread from there so I could make the sandwiches. This day old bread they have, which is just loads of bread. So I bought that and I was cutting and I made a sandwich for him. Got everything. And then I noticed that when I cut the bread, a brand new knife had like some smudges on it. I thought, I'll clean the knife. So I got the knife wet, cleaned it, and then I was doing. Try to explain this so the audio listeners can understand it. I had a paper towel wrapped around it, and I was doing like just cleaning it like this,
Masturbatory motions.
like going outward from the handle to the blade, but also kind of moving the knife with it as well. And then went too far, and when I came back, I went zip across my hand,
Ugh.
and I cut about 1.5 inch huge gash in my finger, just like instantaneously, and scalp, and blood everywhere. I ended up getting 6 stitches in my finger, and that was no fun. And then, remember, I had made Teddy the sandwich, and I was cleaning up. This was
A
after
blood
the,
sandwich?
This was after the meal. No, this is after the meal, and I was cleaning up and doing everything. So then, after like 4 hours in the emergency room, everybody in the emergency room was really great. The staff at Seton was amazing. I got home after all that, and I saw that on the kitchen table was Teddy's sandwich, and he had taken like 5 bites out of it. And I'm like,
That little shit.
hey, I go, your sandwich is there. I go, you didn't even eat your sandwich. He goes, yeah, I like it. I was like, you fucking dick. I was just like, I just cut my finger wide over for the sandwich. He's like, I don't even want it.
Probably lost his appetite watching.
Do you have a picture of it?
Oh, what? Oh, you want to see it?
Yeah.
No,
Wait, but like, what about the audience who don't want to see that?
I'm not going to put it up for the
On
audience.
the
I'd like to see it. Pass it over here.
I'll figure out a way to post it where people who are disgusting want to see it.
I used to work at a Kroger, and I would unbox. I used to work in a dairy, and I'd unbox boxes. One day I was there with my boxes.
So that is my big knuckle, and then that's my
Gashed
my,
over
that's my first knuckle, my second knuckle. So it goes like all the way like this part. It goes.
Oh, you don't have a picture of the actual open gash.
No, I don't have that.
Oh.
It's just the stitches. Gavin, it's just the stitches. You did do it.
Gavin, when the knife hit my hand,
It's like a penis.
it was
Oh, and
such
this
a
is-
sharp knife.
This is the sandwich. You wanna
I
see the
could
sandwich?
feel like the individual skin layers like pop, like, ba-da-da-da. Like it made like a domino feeling effect.
The sandwich looks good.
Yeah, look at the sandwich though. Do you know what I see?
It's appetizing.
Well, the sandwich is just a sandwich. Everyone piss off. Give me that phone back. The worst part about that photo too, every time I extend my hand all the way. I'm okay. The weird thing about that photo is it's that creepy live view that phones have now, where it's like a GIF kind of.
You took a live picture of your.
What is that? How do I turn that off? Can I turn that?
Yeah,
every
if you
picture
go to
is a
the
live one on
open
my
your
phone.
camera and go to the top.
Yeah. Can I do what now?
I'll show you how to do it. You open the camera,
is
go
that
to
the little
yeah,
button?
click that little
Fuck
sun.
you,
So
little-
it's still open.
saves the audio too.
What does that mean? Okay.
If it's yellow, it's on. If it's not, it's off.
They're adding all that into the Mac now too.
So I'm actually going to be down in Australia. I have to get the Stitches out 10 days after I get this. And I will be in Australia at that point in time for RTX Australia and some Laser Team stuff. So I'm going to have to find a way to get Stitches out in Australia.
I think they have hospitals there.
I'm pretty sure they do.
Just bite them out.
Yeah, but they have social health care, but I'm not a taxpayer in Australia. So what does that mean?
Just get health insurance.
If you get health insurance, you could do okay. If you get travel insurance.
I will just find a helpful person in Australia, punch me in the nose now. Good. Or I'll take.
Oh, I happen to have.
Yeah.
Or think about it like this: if it's going to be 10 days, 11 days, probably fine.
No, I don't think so. And I think 10 days puts me down there. I'm pretty solid in the middle of my trip.
No. Wait, you leave?
So I go Boston to Washington to LAX to Sydney.
Oh, Washington.
Then Sydney. Then I'm in Sydney for a while. They got the premiere, got RTX Australia. Then there's another screening that I'm going to in Sydney on the 27th. Then I fly from there to Honolulu, Hawaii, where I will be attending the screening because the Honolulans, what is somebody from Honolulu called? Honolulans?
Hawaiians?
Honoluluites. They got a screening in their place. So I'm going to go there, and I'm going to watch the movie with them, and then I'm going to fly from there to LA, screening in LA, and then from there to Austin. I had the dumbest fucking conversation, by the way. You have a story about Qantas. I want to talk about that as well.
Why is that pronounced Qantas?
I don't know.
There's no U, right?
Ashley told me what it means.
Qantas?
It means Queensland and...
What's an acronym?
Ashley, what does Qantas mean?
She's not there.
Oh, maybe if I yell loud enough, she'll be there.
Well, you got a laptop on your lap. You're yelling.
Oh, yeah. Maybe I should look that up. I just wanted to reflect your knowledge and impress everybody. Qantas stands for something.
Queensland and something with a T, obviously.
Yeah.
Tasmania.
As
What
well.
does Qantas stand for?
I flew Qantas once.
Queensland and Northern Territory Aerial Services. That's what Qantas is. So it's an acronym they can fucking
forgot
an
it was the
acronym
end.
however they want. That's why the GIF thing is like, you can pronounce it however you want to. It's a fucking acronym. And the person who made it up can actually say how it's pronounced. And I know people go like, well, why does it say GIF? Why does it say GIF if it's a graphical for the G?
How's that different from anywhere? Like, what if I called you Bornai?
Let me give you another acronym. Because my name's not an acronym. My name is a set of words, the letters
Made up.
together.
Made up.
Yeah, but the word scuba, you don't say underwater. You say underwater. But you would never say scuba. That would be stupid. You say scuba, and yeah, it's pronounced incorrectly, but that's just what it's called.
I like underwater now.
Scuba.
Underwater. Unda.
With my doofer.
So I had to make a change. I had to fly. I was gonna fly from Austin, LA, Sydney back to LA, back to Austin. Okay. So I had all this stuff come up. I had to be in Washington on Wednesday, and which I'm glad Blaine's putting something up on that as well. And then I had to fly from Washington to LA to Sydney, now to Honolulu. So I said, okay, here's what I'm gonna make this really simple. I'm gonna book all the other flights myself. I'm just gonna change my original flight from Austin to LA, Sydney to LA to Austin. I'm gonna change that to LA to Sydney, Sydney to Honolulu. That's it. I'm going less places. I'm going less places. I'm going less distance. I'm taking less flights. I called to make that change, and airline people are fucking crazy. And they have no problem just like saying insane stuff and acting like it's totally normal. I told the person I wanted to change my flight to LA to Sydney, Sydney to Honolulu. That's it. Nothing else. Really easy. I'm eliminating 2 cities. I'm eliminating 2 flights. What's it gonna take? She goes, well, with the change fee and everything, that is going to be altogether to change that $14,000. That's not a joke. She said 14, and she said it as calmly as a person could say anything.
That's
as much as
1,400.
that's what I said. I said, are you saying 1,400 or are you saying 14,000? No, it's 14,000. She goes, because we're doing a change, I can't get any discounted rate, so it's $14,000.
It's as much as new tickets to all those places almost.
You might as
a
well
business
cancel your
class.
flight.
Yeah.
And rebook at that point.
That's exactly what I ended up doing. I said I could book these flights right now online and just let my old ticket just expire and waste the money, and I would still come in at about like 60% less.
I don't get it.
Yeah, they're just they only go crazy. That's a normal thing. Airline prices are like gas prices. They make no fucking sense. The price of gas, of oil, has dropped from $100 a barrel. I sound like Joel now. $100 a barrel to $28 a barrel. Yet at the same time, gas has dropped about 30%. You know, that's about it. Well, meanwhile, the price of oil has been absolutely gutted. And I know there's other stuff like someone explained on I was reading a discussion on this on Reddit. Somebody goes, well, there's other factors too. There's refining, which is definitely part of it, but refining to me is pretty static because the difference between the grades of gas have always been about 10 cents different. That's a refining difference. Like premium is 10 cents more than regular,
Right.
you know, and supreme is 10 cents more than that. But even though gas gets to be like $3 a gallon, $4 a gallon, it's still a 10 cents difference, and that's it. The other thing is the tax, but tax is related to the cost of the price of the thing. Tax would go down as the price of the thing goes down too.
What about tip?
I don't know what it is, but yeah, so it's ridiculous. And also I've also noticed in my life, I haven't noticed that days change year to year, but I have noticed that when the price of oil goes up, the gas prices immediately change for the positive. They go up as quickly as oil does. So, looking into it. Okay, that's enough of my I just want to think.
Can they just make all the oil?
Go ahead. What do you want to know?
Like, are they still finding it? Why do you get oil? Just out of the ground.
Yeah, you just got out of the ground.
Why don't they just get it all out?
Well, some oil is harder to get than other oil, and that's, I think, been a big cause for the drop in the price of oil, is we now have more efficient ways to get oil from different places, specifically in North America, like tar oil, shale oil. They have all new kind of developments in mining, fracking, you've heard for natural gas as well.
Yeah.
Fracking is
That's the
super
stuff that
efficient.
makes your water flammable.
Yeah, well, that's, you know, somebody did that on the news. They lit their faucet on fire. That's pretty
Have you
fucking
seen that thing you could do with ice? Where?
Sure, go ahead.
Well, like,
I don't know how to answer that question. No? Yes.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of dudes walking on ice, and you can see like the water moving under the ice. There's a little bit of air, and they stuck an axe in the ice and lit it, and it like sucks all the air out of the underneath of the ice, and it's like a jet of fire coming out of ice.
That's really cool.
What is it?
I assume it's just oxygen burning. Or maybe it's like methane. I don't know.
That's gotta be
Look
super
up like
specific.
ice hole fire.
If I give you a glass of oxygen, you can't light it on fire.
Oxygen's flammable.
Gavin, I understand that. Do you understand what I'm saying? That if it's just oxygen under the ice, oxygen coming out through a hole does not make it flammable. It does. What are you talking about? You can't just light it. I mean, if it's pure oxygen, yes.
It's
How would it be pure oxygen?
I bet it was pure oxygen.
What if it was like making maybe there's like a bunch of plants under the water
No,
and
it's
they're releasing oxygen.
It's pure oxygen, void of nitrogen, anything else. Okay.
It's being
I
trapped.
mean, it could-
I think I'm saying air. You're saying oxygen. You're literally saying it's pure oxygen. Sorry,
Yeah.
Blaine. Go ahead.
But my contribution is null and void.
You guys hear about this huge methane leak that's in California? It's been going on forever.
Oh, yeah, shitting methane everywhere. It's like worse than the Nissan. The what is it?
BP.
Yeah, the BP. Well, no, there was a worse one than that.
Nissan's oil spill.
No, the Valdez something blah blah blah.
The Exxon Valdez.
Exxon, not Nissan. Dumb.
I wonder
okay,
if
Gavin's
Exxon
still here.
Valdez. I'm trying to think. Were you born when that happened?
What year was that?
Patrick?
You
What
have a
year was
laptop.
Exxon Valdez? You think, Patrick, play a game with me. Patrick's in our controller. Was Blaine alive when the Exxon Valdez crashed and leaked all the oil all over Alaska? Hey, shush.
Thinking.
He's getting coached.
Patrick saying yeah.
Yes.
I'm going to say he was not. When was Exxon
We got a really fart.
Valdez?
Do it. Fart.
So like, I had Chipotle for lunch today.
And
then
what
I
is Chipotle for those not living in the US?
What about it?
What is it?
A lot of beans, Mexican food.
When were you born?
1990.
March 24th, 1989. Bam. I'm one up on you, Patrick.
I
You
also
were not
wasn't
born when the
yet.
Exxon Valdez hit.
But I know about it.
So,
Yeah, it's called a Nissan.
Barb, do you remember like what's
Exxon
like the
Valdez.
big news event? Because I discovered what it was in Gavin's life. What's the big news event like for kids? You know, my generation was the Challenger explosion.
Uh-huh.
What we, it's what?
What happened?
I probably mispronounced something. So, what was the big event in your life? What was the shuttle? The shuttle blew up. I said "stood" because it didn't do the full shuttle. It just did part of it, and then exploded. By the way, if you made a Challenger joke in the late '80s, that was like way off limits.
Yeah.
Really?
Way off limits.
So what was the big thing?
Yeah, what was
I
the big
mean,
thing? You remember?
I would think 9/11.
Yours is 9/11?
Yeah.
Gavin's is earlier than that when Princess Diana died. That's like the world.
I feel like I was still just a little too young when that happened, because that was, what, 90...
But you don't, like, it's like...
It was 97,
I always heard about, like, older generations talk about they knew where they were when Kennedy was shot. They could recall. Like, I was in school, but I knew where I was when the Challenger exploded.
Yeah.
Do you remember where you were when Princess Diana died?
No. It was in 97, you said?
Something like that. I think I was like 9 or 10.
Yeah, so I was
11.
8.
I remember my mom like was crying during the funeral.
Yeah, everyone in England was crying at the same time. It was really weird. I didn't know what was going on.
They're probably upset about sixth form trying to figure out the schools and shit.
I thought mine was like Oklahoma City bombing, because that was like a city away. In fact, my mom and I were there, I think like a day or two prior in that very building. And like where we were, I was at my babysitter's. We could feel the shake from Oklahoma City bombing.
So, I used to do business when in the .com days, when internet stuff. I used to do business in Oklahoma a lot, and people who lived in Oklahoma, this is before 9/11. It was always very telling to me because they could remember specific things in history or in their lives based on whether they happened before the bombing or after the bombing. Like it was like this hard line in the sand for them. And now I guess for a lot of people that's 9/11. Like they can remember specifically things that happened. Well, that was before 9/11.
It said shame some of the stuff about air traffic.
Well, just everything.
Yeah. Terrorism, like
the way you view the world.
Yeah.
Miss Mass's 5th grade class, my friend Tyler Keaton came in and told me that the Pentagon attacked. And I was like, well, they'll rebuild it and make the hexagon. He's a fucking idiot.
Terrible.
As another wall.
It is called the Pentagon for a reason. I could see them making a bigger one, calling it the hexagon.
I started drawing hexagons in class and like missile turrets. Like, let's show them.
We know somebody who was in the Pentagon on the day that the plane hit, and the Pentagon is such a massive building. The plane hit the building, and he had no idea.
Fuck.
Like
They didn't hear anything
He saw
or
it on the
feeling?
news. Yeah, it was David Ellis from
Holy fuck.
Microsoft.
Wow.
Yeah, he was in the Pentagon on the day.
How
Is he
big
like the government agent?
I don't believe so. I know he worked in the prison system at one point. That's some really cool stories when he was a prison guard.
I watched a documentary last night about how some Secret Service dude shot JFK by accident.
What?
There's so many fucking
There's a documentary about that?
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
What was the rationale behind that? What was the main piece of evidence?
The trajectory of and the difference in the bullet. Like the bullet that Lee Harvey Oswald fired went through the president, through the other guy, like out the other guy and into his own leg. So it went through like a bunch of stuff. But the one that hit him in the head, like exploded, shattered his pieces, like blew his head up. And they were saying that you couldn't have fired both of those from the same gun with that trajectory. And then they were saying that
Magic bullet
a
stuff?
guy on the car behind, heard the first 2 shots, went to pick up the gun, fired it by accident, and like blew the president's head off.
I don't know if it was by accident.
If you're telling me you could shoot someone by accident from one car to another, that was possible, very, very unlikely.
And imagine that, the
accidentally-
most freakish of accidents. You accidentally shot the president's head.
from like what 40 feet away.
While another guy is shooting at him simultaneously. That's too much coincidence.
Oswald's like,
If you,
hey, what? What did I do?
if you look at the Zapruder film, is Zapruder?
Yeah,
Yeah, there's a guy that tells dudes to back away before the firing. Like CIA guys are running up to it, and then CIA guys are running up.
He's driving their Nissans.
He's really saying, like, get out of the street, the presidential limo's coming through.
No, but like you look at the guys that are in the video, and they're like, "What the fuck is going on?" They're like, they were his armed guards, and he's telling them to go away. And they're like, what?
The guy's name is George Hickey.
Inside job.
Look up that whole theory.
he's the bodyguard that actually. So
I was watching that
so dumb.
stabilized HD version of the JFK assassination. It's gruesome. I'm amazed at how close his wife's head was to his head when it blew up. Like, that must have been... She must have heard the bullet go through his head.
God. Yeah,
she was like right there in his face checking out what was wrong with her. Damn it.
There is a photo of her when they're on Air Force One and LBJ is being sworn in, and she is just like 1,000-yard stare. For some reason they made her stand there. I guess some kind of continuity of government. They thought it was a good idea for her to be like
Takes in brain.
She's watching him be sworn in as president. That's the
How long after her husband was shot?
Hours.
shot. I don't know, but it was right after he was declared dead. I'm sure. You know.
My theory with that is like she wore the same outfit the entire day with all of his JFK's blood and stuff like that, and I think it was like from what I heard, it was like a symbol. It's like look what was happening. You know, like I think she was there as like a symbolic.
You want to hear? So he was shot in Dallas, Texas.
Yes.
And there's a weird thing. Like Matt has in his family a weird connection with major Texas history events. He has an aunt who was outside of the theater watching when they brought Oswald out of the theater when they went and found him to arrest him for the assassination of John F. Kennedy. And she was standing right there watching him go by. She was also on the mall at UT when Whitman opened fire.
Wow.
She was there at UT.
The guy who went up the tower?
The guy who went up the tower.
That was like 60s.
Yeah, that was all the 60s. Early 60s. Yeah, she was there for 2 major Texas history events. So really world events that took place in Texas.
So we should probably investigate Matt's.
That's what I'm saying.
She might go tell you something about this crackpot theory. Did you read? By the way,
that's the picture.
Oh god.
yeah, I can't imagine.
That is not a happy plane.
That is. Rightfully so.
Did you read that the filmmakers for making a murder, that they are now like in total backpedaling? Like we've come 360 or 180 on those guys. I think it's too late.
Like the filmmakers are now believing that.
No. They're saying they're defending themselves for leaving information. Like now, the level of scrutiny for the evidence they presented is now being used against them.
Oh wow.
And they're like, well, we left out that evidence because we didn't think it was relevant. It's like, what do you mean you left out evidence that was relevant? Isn't this a whole documentary series about evidence being relevant to a case? And, people selectively choosing what they're going to include in the case and not include?
I mean, they're clearly spinning it one way, so they're going to leave something out that.
But I mean, it's funny, everyone's reaction after seeing it were, oh, I can't believe this guy, like, what happened? And now everyone's flipping the other way, like, over-analyzing the documentary.
Well, they just released also an interview with Jody, his girlfriend at the time,
Yes.
saying she was like terrified.
Totally
Or, like,
changed your opinion of everything
Yeah,
else.
saying that she's convinced that he killed her. Yeah.
I don't know what we're going to do about that show. I mean,
Whatever, watch it. We've been talking about it for weeks.
it's been over. I feel like I was really late to that ball game. And that's like, I started watching it like a month after everybody else.
Yeah.
And I watched the Jinx like 2 years ago.
I need to watch movies.
Just leave now and start. Just kidding.
I've been out of town so
So, long story short is, cooking sandwich.
Cooking.
Yeah.
I cooked a bowl of
So it's
cereal.
a bread knife.
Are you? Yeah, it's a bread knife. Sorry. Are you a good cook?
I see what you're saying.
I cook a lot of ground beef.
You cook a lot of ground beef? Well, Blaine, you need to know how to cook. Not only do you feel like you know your way around a kitchen, cooking at home, you're eating healthier and saving money instead of ordering expensive takeout again. But, Blaine, where do you start? Blue Apron has you covered. For less than $10 per meal, Blue Apron delivers all the fresh ingredients you need to create home-cooked meals. Just follow the easy step-by-step instructions. Each meal can be prepared in 40 minutes or less. No overwhelming trips to the grocery store. No more sad takeout. No matter your dietary preferences, Blue Apron makes it a breeze to discover and prepare dishes like creamy lemon linguine or shrimp and pineapple fried rice right in your own kitchen. Cook with ingredients that you've never used before, like watermelon radishes, farro, and purple potatoes. And recipes are between 500 to 700 calories per portion. Delicious, and it's good for you. Right now, you can get your first 2 meals for free at blueapron.com/roosterteeth. That's blueapron.com/roosterteeth. Blue Apron, a better way to cook. And thank you, Blue Apron, for supporting our program.
We should order some food right now.
From Blue Apron, you don't get here in time. They don't want you to get sad takeout.
You're going to get some Amazon Prime now?
No, I can't. I keep burgers. One time. You know what we're supposed to do? What if we do this? What if we got Blue Apron? What if we ordered that stuff and we did that steak cook-off that Gus and I can do?
Don't we have the pancake podcast coming up real?
Let's hope so. Let's hope so. You're supposed to do the podcast award. Gus never said anything about that.
I asked him about it a couple weeks ago, and he's like, "We'll do it in January because it makes more sense now."
Well, now it's February.
Almost,
I
yeah.
mean, by the time we
Well,
all
he's
get
not.
back.
Yeah, he's not gonna get back, but
Yeah,
So we
but
should
we're
cook our own pancakes.
we are.
Listen, that I agree with you. Those people were very nice last year, but I was very sad that I did not get to cook the pancakes on the Shrove Tuesday podcast.
We'll bring it back.
How long is that? Like a month away?
It's I think the first Monday in February.
Is it February? Or is it
February.
It's that early? I thought it had to do with Mardi Gras. When's Mardi Gras? When's Mardi Gras?
So let me get this straight. This is a day ahead of where it was last year.
Shrove Tuesday.
Nice, Wade.
February
fine,
ninth.
November 9th.
Shit, it's not!
Shrove
Oh, is
Tuesday.
that a
Shrove,
serious question you asked? What day?
Shrove Monday. last year. And now it moved up a year. Wait, this is leap year. Wait.
So if it's
started again.
February 9th,
So fun. Dude, you guys fed me Chipotle twice today.
you fed
Oh,
yourself.
poor baby. Got 2 meals at work.
I ordered custom. Like, did you order beans?
Yeah, it's part of
That's your
Chipotle.
fault. Just take the beans out.
No, they're delicious.
When you go somewhere to eat, how often do you change, like, what you eat? Like,
Never.
just tell me your Chipotle order.
Oh, it's a burrito bowl to go, because I want the tin so I can shake everything up. I get brown rice, extra brown rice, please. Pinto beans, and I'll have half barbacoa, half chicken. And then we'll move down to the, I want pico de gallo, 2 scoops of medium salsa. Come on, a little bit more medium salsa.
You're not ordering it right now.
And a little bit of
You don't
lettuce.
have to do that.
I'm addicted.
A little bit
I don't know what it is, but Chipotle hot sauce, I love that stuff. Also, their
burns my
chips
butthole.
are like half chip, half salt. Those are the saltiest chips I've ever had.
They're so good,
Yeah,
though.
they're really good.
They're so good.
Pico de gallo. That's a good one.
It's basically rooster teeth, right?
What is that?
Pico de gallo, so good.
It's like rooster's beak. Isn't it? Isn't that the translation?
Pico de gallo?
Yeah.
I
Isn't
don't
it?
know. Yes, Rooster's beak?
Yeah?
Gracias,
Rooster's
Patrick.
beak? Patrick's the most informed person on the podcast.
I still remember
That's
the first
the
time I came to
Spanish name for our
Austin,
company.
and you asked me to get.
The guy in production.
We had a barbecue one time when I visited Austin, like 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And I went to the grocery store with you, and you're like, "Hey, why don't you go down the aisle and get some vegetables and some pico de gallo?" And you were like naming things, and I'm like, So is that like a cheese? I'd never heard that term before.
Yeah, I
Barbara
never.
didn't know anything. I think that might have been at RBDTO.
No, it was in
It
Austin.
was here? RBDTO was the company looking at jalapenos, and you and Brittany started cutting jalapenos, and she somehow got jalapenos all over her
She
face.
was rubbing her eye at the same time.
So crazy.
It's a bad idea.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Yeah, and then she was crying, and she was like, then she started crying more because she said her tears were burning her face.
Yep.
So,
That's so metal.
it was pretty impressive.
How many times have you farted since the beginning of this podcast?
Oh, like, I haven't announced all of them. I'm probably up to like 8 right now.
Really?
Yeah,
Could we just not hear them?
Huh?
Are silent?
There's gotta
Gabby
be.
looks legitimately upset with you.
There's gotta be a piece of.
What happened?
Oh, you just did
What? What are you talking about?
He looked me right in the eye and farted.
We had a moment, Gavin.
That wasn't a moment I want to remember.
Think about when we watched The Matrix today. I'm farting a lot more.
Have you ever farted on the podcast, Gavin? You've been on a lot of them.
Not really a big fart.
I'm looking at Twitter. If you guys want to tweet us at hashtag RT Podcast, I'll look at that now.
I would fart into the microphone, but I don't want to give Gus
I'm gonna
pink
say
eye.
this. I've been farted on more times than I've farted.
That's
Wow.
not true.
Yeah.
That can't be true.
Except for maybe when I was a baby. And let out a few little
You don't
pops.
fart like
Did
at
you
least
giggle?
once a day?
No.
Fart and giggle.
Funny.
Funny. Farts are funny.
I feel like the majority of people fart at least once a day.
I had a weird thought the other day, thinking about this methane. It led me down the
Like
same.
farts?
Yeah, it led me down the same thought process. Is that I contribute more methane global warming personally to the atmosphere than my car does. Because my car contributes nothing.
Yeah, me
I was
too.
like, that's weird. Yeah, you too. Although you're getting a license, Gavin's getting a license.
No.
Really? How many times have
Can
you
we-
said that?
Can we explain why?
I don't know. Did she say that?
No.
Oh, well,
Not
maybe not.
publicly.
I don't know. But yeah, I'll get one.
Well, she posted that she passed out.
Yeah.
So now that Megan's passed out, Gavin has to get a license because he has to go to the driving school. Because she's worried about. I mean, you don't want to be behind a wheel.
Yeah.
Pass out. She'll be fine. She'll be fine.
I'll get one. It's about time. It's
let-
my 2013 New Year's resolution.
I was gonna say
I'll
we,
hop right on.
we never did like,
2014.
of those.
Patrick, people want to see you on camera saying hi. Can you say hi on the camera?
On the broadcast?
Don't say hi to the camera. You just say hi to the back of the camera.
So we're gonna cut
No, it's
to
bad
the,
lighting in there. It's bad lighting. Come out here, where it's better lighting. Come
Blaine,
here.
Don't trust Blaine.
Patrick,
He's
come
gonna
here.
fart near you.
That's not true.
I think it's true.
He might fart on you.
Oh, he's actually.
Patrick, come out and say hi.
We're not responsible.
You want some receipts, real quick?
No, you're going over by
It's
Blaine.
Patrick.
He doesn't want to
There he
stay.
is. There's Patrick. He's the guy who talks to Gus's ear.
Patrick, how come you didn't want to sit?
It's my old mentor.
Because he's full of farts.
You knew Pico de Gallo. You're smart in there, but not out here.
I'm trying to think of an embarrassing question. No, Patrick, come back. I want to ask you an embarrassing question. Come on. What do I
He
remember?
regrets everything.
Get out of there, Patrick. He's gonna fart. I would get out of there. You'd get out of there.
I can't. I got
Maybe why you
it.
just
Sorry.
bust an eye out. What if your eye just went?
Patrick was my first friend at Rooster Teeth.
Yeah.
Hey. What?
Oh, hey, see that?
What about me?
You didn't shake my hand, so.
I gave you the fist bump.
Yeah, I was like,
Barbara never shakes it.
she came up and she was like, hey,
Artist.
Blaine Train. And I was like,
Well, that was your screen name, dumbass.
that doesn't mean I go by it in real life. I'm not like, hey, Blondie.
No, you can't argue.
Bernie did that for like the first 3 years I was here.
Yeah, I was like 10. How old was I? No, I was 10. I was like 16.
Well, I'm sorry.
It was around Gears of War.
I'm sorry for recommending you for the internship, which led you to get a job at Rooster Teeth.
Listen.
I'm so sorry.
I am so appreciative. I give you drinks for that because I feel so, in your debt. You want a drink? There's beer right there. It's
Thanks, Blake. Oh,
for you. Got that for you.
Blake Train. I'm gonna call you that from now on because of that.
Or do it.
So yeah, Qantas.
I had a thing today, since we're talking about screen names. I had a sad moment today because there was a birthday thread for me on Reddit. I thought, oh, I'll go in there and I'll say hi to everybody. And I have a new screen name. And I went in there and said hi. I said, hey, this is Bernie. Hey, thanks, guys. Really appreciate it. They all downvoted me because they didn't know it was me.
What's
So,
the new screen name?
It's my new screen name is Gus Sorolla Verified. That's my new screen name.
Why'd you change it?
What?
Why'd you do it?
I just couldn't, because they, remember there's that thing where everybody had to change their passwords with Rooster Teeth? They, as a result, for security reasons, they changed all the passwords for all of our accounts. They changed the Rooster Teeth one, and I got kind of tired of asking Barbara and Gus what the Rooster Teeth password was for Reddit, and I don't really post.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I go in there like maybe once a week.
The first time I ever made a thread, they deleted it and black banned me. I think.
Because I thought you were a fake.
Yeah, even though the account name was ready for it, Gavin Free.
And they banned you from there? Are you still
Yeah.
banned?
No, because I wrote a journal saying that it was me.
So my comment has 32 downvotes.
Damn.
Negative 32.
Is it at the bottom?
And then I just wrote, after that I just wrote, let me see here.
To be fair, you didn't have any proof that was you.
I didn't. They even removed my other account, which was like, I just wrote, when you post on your own birthday and nobody recognizes your screen name. That's it. But
The mods in there, they're very strict about
Rules?
people pretending to be you, even if it's you pretending to be you.
someone caught on that it could possibly be me, and they wrote, people are not likely to believe text. You have verified your username, but by whom and how? If you really are and want to prove it, I would suggest sending a message to the mod asking what they want for verification.
Yeah, or not.
That actually sounds like Gus's real account, doesn't it? Like,
Yeah.
That's Gus response.
Or you could just say it on the podcast. They'll all hear you.
Yeah, my name is Gus Roller Verified. I was like, thanks for the birthday gift,
I also
guys.
like how the picture for that thread is my picture because I tweeted happy birthday to you.
Funny. It's very funny, isn't it? And then Chris's is Chris.
Yeah.
But mine, for some reason, is you. I need more
Yeah, you know.
What was your Qantas story, Barbara?
I guess it's not that exciting. Not as exciting as $14,000 for a flight change. But
Fuck.
so we're
Just said
going.
it so matter of fact.
We're going to Australia tomorrow. Actually,
Brag about it.
is when I fly out. And
I'm so excited. I
I'm
love this show.
I couldn't be more excited. So about 2 weeks ago, I went in to make sure I could select my seats. I don't have shitty seats. I want to, like, spread out a little bit or have like an aisle seat. I do. Super good. So I selected my seats. It said confirmed. I'm like, great, got my seats. Went in today to make sure everything was good because it's 24 hours before the flight, and it said seats not selected. And I was like, that's weird. And then I went back in and I was like, oh shit, there's only like one row available now, so I guess I'll take it there.
Maybe on plane change.
And I clicked it again, and then I reloaded the page and it said seats not selected.
Whoa.
I was like, what the fuck is happening? And I'm flying with Aaron, so it's like I'm trying to seats for both of us. Preferably to sit together. And I called Qantas, and I was like, hey, I selected my seats like 2 weeks ago, and they disappeared. And then I tried to select them today, and it all goes through. And she goes, oh yeah, well, your flight is through American, so you're gonna have to go to the American Airlines website to select your seats. And I was like, there was no indication of this whatsoever on the Qantas website. It said it was confirmed 2 weeks ago. And now, when I go to the American website, there's one middle seat available here. There's another middle seat available there for $80 extra. There's a middle seat on the other side of the plane. There's no seats together.
Oh my god.
That sucks.
And everything is an upgrade.
Did it switch then?
I don't
Like, was
know
it
what
booked
happened.
through American for Qantas, operated by Qantas?
It
or
was
was it
always-
booked through Qantas?
It was a Qantas flight operated by American.
Qantas flight operated by American Airlines. Okay.
So mine is the same.
That's
though.
weird. That's usually the exact opposite.
Yeah,
Usually it's
mine's
American
like-
flight operating on planes. If you're on an American plane, well, you bought the ticket before.
Yeah, well, I didn't, but it was a lot more. And, yeah, Alicia booked it for me. And
I get agitated booking travel because I feel like the moment I lock it in, that's when my plans are most likely to change. But if I wait till the last minute, then my plans will never change, and then my ticket prices goes up.
Yeah.
I just don't understand how a seat on a plane that is empty and it's gonna fly through the air with the fucking seat empty. Why is that the most expensive seat ever? Like, you try to buy it the day
it
before.
should be the cheapest.
I get that they want to incent you to buy plane tickets earlier, but if like you buy it the day of or literally 24 hours in advance, then it should be like you fire sale on these seats. Just get them sold so we can have a full flight.
But, so I told her this, I was like, I'm traveling with someone that I'm gonna be really upset if I'm not sitting next to this person. And she goes, oh, well, I'll make a note of it for the date
She's
that you guys want to sit together. And I'm like, what kind of shit is that?
Yeah.
Make a note of it. I'm gonna go up to the front and, hey, can you make a note?
I got a note from the lady who sold me a ticket.
I like how polite and good you are, and when you're mad, you're like super.
You should have heard me on the phone. After it was done, Ashley Shoemaker in accounting, she was like, you go, Barb. You okay in there? Because I was like almost yelling.
Oh right, this is moved offices.
Hey, Bart, what is the thing? I don't know how much involvement you have in RTX Australia. There's a deal where if you're going to RTX Australia, you stop by the Doom Bar.
Yeah.
And then they're going to give away 50 t-shirts every day.
So there's this place in Australia, I don't know where it is, it's called the Doom Bar, OOM.
Yeah,
They're
like the
actually
video
going to be showing the live stream of RTX Australia in the bar all day.
So you can go to the bar and watch the live stream and have a drink with your mates.
And yeah, the first 50 people I think that come in this day get t-shirts. Anything else or just a t-shirt?
T-shirt. It's a Doom or UAC t-shirt. I don't know what a UAC is.
Probably some Australian.
Makes sense. I'm sure you guys in there. United Australian Council.
I was on a Qantas flight and I had to brush my teeth and I didn't want to get up to go to the bathroom to do it.
What's wrong with you?
So
I already hate you
not brush your teeth in your seat.
He did.
So I brushed my teeth in my
You
seat
didn't do that on a fucking flight.
and I'm brushing my teeth, right? And I got my bottle of water and I do this, switch around, I spit it back in the water. I look at my bottle and it's like, it just looks like I came in this bottle. What do I do with this? And I wasn't gonna give it to this like, lady that was going around.
Yeah, because you might look like an asshole if you had a milky bottle and supposed to like brush your teeth and spit into your seat.
So then, like, I carried this worn bottle of white cum-looking stuff around, and I stuffed it in my bag because I was so embarrassed by it. I was like, how am I gonna get rid of this bottle of cum?
It's just toothpaste water.
There's nobody else. There's nobody else on that flight unless it was another dude like you on that plane who would see you with that bottle and think, hey, that dude's got a big bottle of cum. There's literally nobody else on that flight.
I could have jerked off my seat. They give me blankets. It's so easy.
It's like 12 ounces. I mean,
Yeah.
how much was in the bottle?
I mean, how much do you sperm? You know, that's
12 ounces?
How much do you sperm?
Well, wait, hang on a sec.
Hey,
There was water in it, right?
Do you have to like switch condoms down the
there was
middle
like
of
a
an
little bit
orgasm?
of water left, and then I got it. I used it to swish it in my mouth, and I spit it back in. So like,
How would you
it was
come
like,
in the bottle if there's water in it?
But, okay,
Because
you
the
have to tip
milkiness.
it up.
because the milkiness overcame the water. I
Yeah, I mean,
used
but,
that
like-
water to.
You would have to bend your penis down.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'd have to tip your bottle back into the water. Like, there's no situation.
You
on
can
plane.
come into a dry bottle. Is this a challenge? How much are you gonna pay?
He's
No,
saying,
no, I'm saying
He's saying
there's
if you
no
tip the-
situation on a plane where there's water and cum in a bottle.
he's saying it looks like just a 100% cum bottle.
Yeah. It's
That's
as
what
if I
he's
just came into an
12
empty
straight
bottle.
ounces. 12 straight ounces.
There was no like separation, like when you put oil and water in the same bottle.
There was a kid in my high school, and he used to wear like really baggy tracksuits and stuff like that. And the myth around school was that he would jerk off during class.
Under his baggy tracksuit.
Yeah. And, you know, because you could see him doing this over, and he had his hand tucked away. I remember one of my friends looked at him during class, and he was just watching him, and the guy, like, just like, you know, doing whatever. And then he looked at my friend, and then he, like, pulled out his hand, and it was just covered.
Okay. Blaine cannot tell any more stories on the podcast. He's done telling stories. I'm not even sure that story was legal to tell. High school cum. Good lord. Kid wasn't even 6'4". All right. So the point and blank story is go to the Doom Bar.
You're in Australia.
Make sure you have your water bottles.
That would be good.
Nobody else is thinking that. Nobody else is thinking.
That might be the worst story I've ever heard.
Which one?
That last one.
Oh,
Just brushing your teeth while sitting down. It's the worst part.
No, the guy in the classroom.
no, the guy that would jerk off and then
Like,
he'd
have
wait
you
for my
ever
friend
done
to
anything
just-
that bad with cum?
I've been told my gamer card is going to be taken away here. UAC stands for Union Aerospace Corporation. It's from the Doom videos.
Oh, that makes sense.
Totally makes sense.
Gus would have known.
What's
But
that?
he's not- I said Gus would have known that. He's a huge Doom fan. Isn't he?
I'm a big Doom fan. I think all of us like. There wasn't many video games to play back in the day. There are. Yeah. Like, I feel like there was only like 3 games.
Isn't that where Jason got his username? It's from a big Doom game.
Well, everybody called it Poop because he came in as he had
Well,
to
he
type
said
your
he
own name.
made his name Poo Poo. That became
And he became Poop. Everybody called Jason Poop for years.
He was
forgot about
actually like,
that.
there
I
was a
never
time.
called him
Lasagna?
Poop. I never called him Poop when I see him.
There was
We
a
called him
time
Poop for years.
There was a time where I knew you guys as like you kept your username
Yeah.
a lot more in person. It used to be like cool, like G-Funk and like Poop. They were like what you called each other around fans.
Gus was the only person to use his name as his.
But it was a small G
gamer
and
tag.
a big US, or what was it?
It was just a big S.
Big S at the
It
end.
was
Right.
stupid. Elite thing. I don't know what the fuck.
But everyone changed their usernames.
Yeah, we all went with real names after a while.
You still have your username
I do.
from the very beginning, Gavino.
Never gonna check.
All right. So I'm being told that now the upvote brigade is helping me out on Reddit. So I'm sure I'll get banned for that. For like encouraging upvote. Reddit is, with their fucking rules is so stupid. Like you
I don't
can't
get
link.
it.
You can't like link to something that's on Reddit. Going, hey, look at the story about us on Reddit, so that people will inherently upvote it or whatever. You can't do that.
Why?
Because that's
Can't
against the
link
rules
it
and that's
outside of Reddit?
gaming the system. And I get it because like by the time Dig went down, Dig was like half cracked articles, and there was something else. It was like that's all it was. If a story got up on Cracked, it was on the front page of Dig because they would just like everybody would like dig up those things. Whatever the fuck you call it. So
I didn't
So, like-
realize Dig is still around. Like,
Dig's way better than it used to be.
I was #1 on Dig the other day. I was like,
Oh, were you?
really?
So if, like, let's say one of our videos is on the front page of Reddit,
Go ahead.
and we're like, hey, that's cool, like, look, our video's on the front page.
Yep.
The fact that we're linking to it is against the rules?
Yeah, and if you link it, like if someone were to link it from a subreddit to that other Reddit, like let's assume it was on videos, our videos,
Uh-huh.
if someone from the Rooster Teeth or Funhouse or Ruby subreddits, if they linked that video from the subreddit and people directed traffic from one subreddit to another, and then those people upvoted it in any capacity, they would all get shadow banned from that other form.
Holy shit.
So if somebody linked a video on the Rooster Teeth subreddit to an R videos thing or an R image pics thing that got big,
I see people cross-posting all the time, though.
they could get so many people shadow banned from those major subreddits. Yeah.
I know nothing about Reddit.
I don't even know what that means.
The only time that I was on Reddit was my cousin saw a status that I posted about Rooster Teeth, and he was a Rooster Teeth fan, and it was when we were like making iBlade, and I was like asking for people to have like, hey, can you know, if you have any medieval armor, we're making a medieval themed thing, and he like posted, he's like, look at my cousin Blaine from Rooster Teeth posted, and I was like, you little shit, like that's my company, it's my job, and yeah, it's my personal Facebook page. Yeah. Great story, good job, Blaine.
Don't put
You
yourself
know,
down.
fart your way out of
It's a
it.
great story.
So, how affected were you guys by Alan Rickman dying? Because he was, unfortunately, he's not even currently the latest celebrity to have died in 2016.
I was bummed.
Now, Glenn Frey from the Eagles is dead. Sorry if you didn't know that. Yeah. Fuck.
Oh, yeah.
He was 67. Something about this generation, the late 60s.
He was 69?
He was 67. Glenn Frey now.
Glenn Frey.
He literally just died.
Two great musicians that are really good actors.
Yeah. And
Did you mention someone?
no,
from the
we're missing
Eagles?
somebody else. You're missing somebody else.
Okay.
2 musicians and an actor. Huh? No. He said there's been 4 people now who have died.
Oh, really?
Who's the fourth?
2 musicians and an actor, but there was another actor died. It was Alan Rickman, David Bowie.
Yeah, I said two musicians. Bowie's a.
You think 2 musicians or 3?
I
There's
said
Lemmy, Bowie, and okay.
Oh, Lemmy. I didn't even count. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what you're missing. I knew the count was off. Sorry. And then Bowie is both a musician and an actor.
Yeah.
So when you think about Alan Rickman, what do you guys think of as the part?
Die Hard.
You think Die Hard? Really?
Fucking love Die Hard.
You think of Hans Gruber?
Yeah, he's the best villain ever.
He's tremendous.
Yeah.
Probably one of the best villains ever in cinema.
I think of Galaxy Quest, personally.
No shit.
Yeah.
Galaxy Quest is great.
I love that movie.
You know, the whole time we were making Laser Team, there was
Love
rumors that Galaxy Quest 2 was going into production. I legitimately didn't want Galaxy Quest to come out the same year we had our thing, because like whenever we talked about sci-fi comedy being a vastly underserved genre, and you go back to basically Galaxy Quest,
Yeah.
and that's the last like really great sci-fi comedy, at least that I can think of. I'm probably missing something. Pixel. You know, can I tell you something? I watched Pixels on a plane. I didn't mind it that much.
I heard it's okay.
I really didn't mind it that much. I did, however, see Adam Sandler's cowboy movie over the holidays.
Ridiculous.
Ridiculous 6, is that what it is? That was.
I thought that was a parody movie on Hateful Eight.
See, that's what somebody else said.
Yeah. Netflix has a lot of those like knockoff movies.
I think that plays off of the Magnificent Seven, which is a classic western. I think that's
What was the movie like?
And there's Fantastic Four.
It was tough.
Jeff said he liked it.
No, did he? I will admit, we left it running in the background, and I watched like 5 minutes towards the end, and I really did find that part very, very funny. But like up until like I gave it a good hour. I didn't abandon ship right away. Before that hour, I was like, dude, all this like, even my kids were like staring at me like, what is this shit? You know?
I mean, it had like, it's so Adam Sandler isn't he like making movies just to like pay his friends basically? It's always got like
I think
Rob
that's-
Schneider and Kevin.
But all of
James.
his friends have so much money.
I mean,
Kevin
there's a lot-
James,
free
Kevin
paychecks.
James had the King Queen show. He was the lead on a sitcom for fucking 10 years.
Yeah.
That guy doesn't need any money. He's fine.
I think it's good friends could do that. Like it's the same with what's his name from Knocked Out?
Oh,
Judd
Seth-
Apatow?
Seth,
Jason
Oh,
Segel?
Seth Rogen?
Seth Rogen
Oh.
and like all those guys.
If you have fun making movies and you can make movies with all your friends all the time, then why wouldn't you just keep doing it?
Yeah.
Because everyone hates
It's
you.
kinda like Rooster
literally
Teeth.
everyone hates your movies.
Yeah, but if you enjoy it, why not make them?
I don't know if
Hey, let's do a screening of
Do you
Jack
think
and
they're
Jill.
miserable doing it?
I saw Jack and Jill
Why?
because it was a double feature at a drive-in, Galaxy Drive-In Theater in Ennis, Texas, and the other one was In Time. And I went there with my girlfriend at the time, and we just made out through that shitty movie.
So you didn't actually watch it.
No, it was fucking garbage. We tried. And then there was like, oh hey, it's Al Pacino, not being graceful.
Have any of you seen this movie with Mike Myers called The Love Guru?
Oh,
Oh,
no, that's one of the ones that, like,
With Heather Graham?
I think there was like 2 movies that like completely like
Is that a
stopped
different
Mike
movie?
Myers' career.
Well, she was in
Love Guru was one of them.
Spy Who Shagged Me.
Oh,
Austin Powers.
I was thinking of another guru. Something.
It is.
Good joke.
I've seen a lot of bad movies in my life. That was the worst movie I've ever seen.
Mike Myers, the one thing I like about Mike Myers not being, and I find Mike Myers good, but him not being a leading man is great because he shows up at like random parts as like supporting characters. Like he was in
Glorious Bastard.
Inglourious Bastards. He was he was so fucking great.
Yeah, it was really good.
Dude, you want to blow your mind? Have you seen Ex Machina yet?
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
So you know that the guy who plays Poe is the guy in that movie.
Yeah, and then Hux.
Yeah, and then Hux is ugly. But I went and saw Star Wars again, by the way, I have to say. Star Wars second viewing, I enjoyed it much more. Not that I didn't enjoy it the first time I saw it, but I enjoyed it much more the second time. Because I was past all the referential stuff and watching it. I even liked, I got okay with Kylo Ren a little bit more. But I still have to say that it's bad writing. It's not the actor, but it's bad writing that if this guy is like an evil villain on the caliber of someone who can destroy the galaxy or rule the galaxy, having a conversation about just come home and everything will be okay, it's like it kind of just like nerfs that character big time, you know what I mean? It's just like it should be a lot weightier discussion.
I assume you guys have all seen the SNL skit with Kylo Ren.
Oh,
haven't
yeah,
seen it
Undercover
yet.
Boss.
Undercover Boss.
I like that the
That made me,
effects.
Barb, that made me go see it the second time, actually. That's why I went and saw the movie, because I watched the sketch and then went and saw the movie again.
I like that the effects in that sketch are better than the original stuff.
It's true.
Like the lightsaber.
It's very true.
It was a very funny sketch, though. I like when he goes, have you seen Kylo Ren's lightsaber? Like, yeah, it looks stupid. It looks great. I'm gonna go see if I can find it. He goes, and he walks out like, look, I found Kylo Ren's lightsaber.
I just like how it's like, when did you guys know? It's like, from Hi, I'm Matt.
Yeah, that was a really funny sketch. But yeah, I'd like to see like some of those actors do more stuff. Like, yeah,
Look how good that looks.
Yeah.
He kind of looks like, what's that movie with that guy?
Hot Rod, Andy Samberg.
No.
Napoleon Dynamite.
Napoleon Dynamite. Thank you.
Yeah.
Fuck, I was
He's
not
an
gonna get that.
odd-looking dude.
Yeah.
What's his name? The guy, Adam Driver.
Adam Driver. It sucks because I went to like of 5 of the 6 screenings that I've gone to, and I'm gonna see it twice more before I leave theaters. People
Do you have
laughed.
tickets, or are you just making that declaration?
Making that declaration. I'll see it at least 8 times.
People laughed?
People laughed when he took his helmet off.
Is it because he's a
Listen,
Because he just
listen.
looks like a fucking goofball.
I thought it was because he was
That's
teasing
it.
girls.
It's like, to me, he's like, you know what it is? It's like when he takes off the helmet, and I think it's the most overanalyzed generation in history, but when he takes off the helmet, he looks exactly like the person I picture every time I read an article about millennials. That's exactly the dude I picture. And he has the exact same attitude. It's like, he's like Darth Millennial is what he is to me. You know, when I see him there. And it's hard to take that
Millennial?
person seriously. And listen, it's going to sound like I'm making fun of millennials. I'm not. I'm amazed at how overanalyzed that generation is. I don't think I've seen a generation be so overanalyzed since basically the baby boomers, which I know is only 2 generations removed. But the baby boomers were like, when growing up, it's all anybody could fucking talk about was the impact of the baby boomers and how.
What generation is the one above you?
Baby boomers are above me.
And you're a
Generation X.
X.
And then there's Y after me, but I think Y then transformed.
and then I'm a millennial.
No, I think we're Y.
But where's the cutoff? Where's the cutoff? Yeah, I'm a millennial. No, I'm a Y. Sorry, I got excited.
I thought millennials were the.
I mean,
Millennials are like the 2000s.
Maybe we'll see. I'll look it up here. I'm looking up Generation Y for you guys right now.
I'm like, yes.
Millennials, also known as the Millennial Generation or Generation Y, are the demographic cohort following Generation X. There are no precise dates when the generation starts and ends. Most researchers and commentators use birth years ranging from the mid-1980s to the early 2000s.
So we're millennials.
You're millennials. You guys are millennials. I am hardcore Gen X. I'm
So
solid
what's
Gen
above
X.
us?
Gen Z.
After millennials?
Yeah, like my kids are Gen Z.
what's gonna be after that?
I guess
At the
it's like
end
they're
of
like
it,
the
Go all the way around.
You're gonna go back to A after that?
It'll be a capital A.
Well, they just named Generation Y as a response to X. The baby boomers were Generation W.
Yeah.
So why was it X?
Because it sounds fucking cool.
Generation, that was like X, everything at that point in time was like, when they named those
It's
X Games, you know.
Who's
It's
the
like,
thing?
we were like the anonymous generation because we were so much smaller than the baby boomers. That was like, and we were, and, you know, we grew up in the shadow of like 30 years and all that stuff in the 80s. So,
You know what I'm excited about?
go ahead.
I'm excited about, we were talking about this before, how there's all these like first ladies of the United States. I'm excited about the first man.
Could be Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton as the first male, first lady. I don't know what to call him. First
Gentleman.
First gentleman. I mean, that would make sense, right?
The first gentleman.
I assume that's the male equivalent of lady.
He'll probably call himself like, I'm Mr. Uno. or something. He'll come up with some goddamn name.
Who was the first
I'm
lady?
the first lady boy.
There was a, what?
Who was the first lady?
Washington.
Well, yeah, but what was her name?
Martha Washington, right? Martha?
Martha.
Yeah. Martha.
Martha.
Any other questions?
Nope.
Need to learn that in 20th form or whatever the fuck?
So would a gay president
Go ahead.
have a first gentleman? Would he be referred to as that, or would it just be
No, a gay guy would be way too smart to be attached when he's fucking president. A gay guy would be like, oh, look, I can't be involved on a long-term basis. I'm gonna go alone. He's the fucking president. That'd be fucking awesome. That would be really awesome. So no.
Are you allowed to be gay as a president?
Yeah,
What does that mean?
Why not?
Well, because like gay marriage wasn't legal until last year.
Well, gay marriage is legal federally, so absolutely.
It'd probably get a lot. It'd probably be hard for a lot of people.
Yeah, I'm wondering if there's like some shady unwritten rule where you have to be a
It's horrible that you
straight
would even ask
president.
that question.
I just think a lot of
but it makes sense
Americans
why you do.
It's abnormal
are
I asked that
backwards
question.
No, it's horrible
Oh.
that you would have to ask the question.
You have to, yeah.
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 I mean, I'm not. I agree that it's a horrible thing to have to do.
I imagine there was a single president.
It's amazing to me that there never has been a single president.
There'd be a reality show. where you find the first lady.
Oh, it'd be like the Bachelor White House.
Yeah.
There's a movie called
Do it, Blaine.
American President with Michael Douglas and Annette Bening that's about that.
Do you think I'm too far gone?
I think they even made that character a widow.
Over the cum hand. Yeah.
Too gone for what?
To become president. I'm
No.
25. I got 10 years.
I think based off the history that surrounds you on the internet, which is
No, you're fine. Everybody in your generation has the exact same problem you do.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, you actually, I think, have a benefit from a lot of other people in your generation because you met us after college, but you're in with a group of people who like understand the importance of an online presence, whereas a lot of other people don't have that influence in their life and they just put fucking whatever online. I used to watch Barbara and Gavin in horror, like the stuff they would just like, they put anything and everything up.
You always include me in that, but I didn't do any of that.
You guys are fine. You guys are fine now, but you guys didn't see any problem with putting all the aspects of your life online. Like, I don't know, like pictures of you guys in your bedroom when you're like 15 and stuff, you know? Your posters on your wall and stuff like that, like all that stuff.
Oh yeah, I remember.
That wasn't me posting pictures of the past.
Hello? What? when did we get involved with time travel in this?
No, I mean, are you saying that when I was a kid, I should have like covered up my walls? They were just the walls.
No, see, this is. I love this kind of conversation because you can't even understand what I'm saying. That you wouldn't post it. You're saying, how would I post from my room? Would I cover a thing? I'm saying, no, you wouldn't post that stuff.
So I shouldn't have put a picture of my face up.
Or you shouldn't like be posting from your bed. At that point in time, I didn't think you guys should be doing that. Now, give it a. I mean, everybody does that. That's the least of your concerns. You guys are like,
wait, we're millennials.
Well, I remember my parents were like, don't give your real name on the internet.
Yeah.
Now it's like everyone's name is out there.
What's your argument for not posting his pictures of his bedroom?
It doesn't. Well, like,
because they can identify where he lives.
Like, it's little things.
Hey!
There you go. Yeah, no.
That was me.
Oh man, nice posters, bro.
When I was a pretty girl.
Well, here's why. When Gavin is named creative director of Rooster Teeth. Okay. 12 years later, 10 years later, 8 years later.
Congratulations.
That happens.
Congratulations.
What picture did they post? They posted that picture, right? They posted that picture. Being creative director of a company like Rooster Teeth, that's not a damaging photo in any way, you know? And I don't know what organization where that would be a damaging photo, but you can have stuff online that you just can't get back that you put out there. I mean, we all make dumb mistakes when we're younger. We do stupid stuff. We're supposed to. I had the benefit of none of that shit being recorded. And you guys, not only was it recorded, you guys posted it yourselves. I mean, I'm glad there's no photos of me, like videos of you guys drunk at parties, stuff like that. I don't think that exists for you. I've seen video of you drunk.
Hey-o!
Yeah, stuff like that. And it's like, that's the kind of thing.
Most of it.
You're up there saying, well, I need to reform, we're trying to work on IP reform and copyright law. I'm trying to change it for the better for the society. And then they immediately cut to a photo of, a video of you at a party going, I'm drunk and I love everybody. It's just like, you never know how that stuff can be used against you. It's the same thing with privacy, essentially. It's the same argument with privacy. If you have nothing to hide, you have no problems until you have something to hide. And somebody's, if they can cull everyone's information, they basically just wait for the people to rise in power, and they use all that stuff against them.
So, are you saying you're not only have the times changed, but you're more relaxed in that stuff now, right? Like, you've told stories that you probably wouldn't have 10 years ago.
That ship has sailed for me. This is it. I've invested my life into this thing. That's what I did. Yeah. So, yeah, in essence, yes, I did that retroactively for a lot of stuff. The thing about privacy, though, is that as you go forward in life, you build these things, you have this privacy. Sure, we're all stockpiling, we put everything in the cloud, and it doesn't matter because we all do it, and no one's going to really discover us. That becomes the exception, though, when you become a person of interest or a person of note. Like, once somebody starts to run for governor, then they're looking for that person. Then they have all their stuff and all that other stuff among it. It's once they start to search for your name amongst all those other things, that's when problems arise.
Do you think that Sean Paul's is associated with the El Chapo guy?
I have no idea. Why would he get killed for being associated with El Chapo?
Because they're relating El Chapo's capture back to his name, Sean, and they're able to track him. And that dude's like fucking powerful. Now that, I think like we're talking about, Lincoln. It's just like he's connected to that guy now. Okay, listen.
Let's finish the thought here. I want to hear the end of this thought.
There's a mob boss. Super powerful, probably has dudes on the inside of like U.S. government, like CIA, FBI, and that stuff. And this guy goes, and he's one of the reasons that he is captured. Do you think he's gonna get killed now?
I could see him being in danger.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works.
I'm just saying, like, if the way you represent yourself and like who you associate yourself with.
I mean, I'm with you. I just don't see how that has anything to do with what we're talking about.
I do.
Well, Barbara does.
I get you. I got you, Blaine.
Yeah, I think Barbara's pretty careful with her identity online. You, though, you got some suspect stuff out there, Gava.
Like what?
I don't know. Stuff. You drunk at parties?
Where's Rooster Teeth?
What?
This is Rooster Teeth.
No, it's fine. I'm saying later in life. If you try to do something important.
Oh, I'm not going to try and do anything.
This is it. This is as far as you go. You could. The good solution is, for some of that stuff, is that instead of posting it on like social media sites, you could just post it all on your own website, and then you can take it down if you want to, or at least have a little bit of control where people might not think to archive it, but you have it on your site, and then you can just turn it off as needed.
I still see it as stuff with pride.
like to remind everybody this episode of the Rooster Teeth Podcast is brought to you by Squarespace. So, if you're going to put your own website up, you can use Squarespace to do that. You can put all your photos up there, videos of yourself at parties, and then it's not controlled by Facebook or anything. That's what I would do. That's what I did. With Squarespace, sites look professionally designed regardless of your skill level. There's no coding required. They offer intuitive and easy-to-use tools to help you along the way. And you get a free domain name if you sign up for a year. Start your trial today at squarespace.com/roosterteeth. When you decide to sign up for Squarespace, make sure to use the offer code roosterteeth to get 10% off your first purchase. Squarespace. Build it beautiful. That is squarespace.com/roosterteeth. Squarespace for supporting our podcast. Even though Blaine said horrible things.
He's great.
All right, what else should we cover before we go? Everybody got their phones, by the way. When I did that ad, everybody got on their phones.
I was
Gotta do
looking
what
at
you
my
can.
stories to tell on the podcast.
Are we? We're not allowed to talk about the thing we're going to be involved in. With.
Problem.
Blaine, are we allowed to talk about
What are you doing? Oh, no, I wouldn't talk about that.
that? Okay.
No.
It's gonna be fun.
Sorry.
We are starting
Soon.
you guys are going to be the subject of the thing. You brains.
Yeah.
That's kind of neat. We did one for Let's Play.
Can we talk about your thing?
What's my thing?
You know.
Oh, this week. So the reason, Barbara, you were asking earlier, the reason why I had to change my flight and go from Austin to Washington as opposed to Austin all the way to Sydney is I have to go to Washington because on Wednesday I was invited to go to the White House.
Man, look
Are you
at that.
serious?
Yes, I have been invited to go to the White House and to hear the president's plan for climate change and then communicate it to people like yourself.
Can you believe
Why?
that? All the way to the White House.
I think they like to have a certain number of social media influencers. I hate the word.
Is it because you connect with the younger generation that might not be knowledgeable about this kind of stuff?
You got it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing. So it's like I think the administration is being smart about the way they reach out to everybody.
Well, I know that YouTubers have been to the White House before to interview
They
Obama.
just did a round of that.
Yeah,
How'd
Hannah Hart's girlfriend, Ingrid, I think, went there.
Hannah Hart's boyfriend.
Ingrid?
Why did Hannah Hart leave?
I
don't know. I know that my friend Jesse.
Yeah,
Jesse did it.
from
And
Smarter Every Day.
Swoozy. That's one of the guys. That was the first guy to interview him. He actually asked a really good question. He showed Obama, how would a dog wear pants? And Obama said that it would be on the 2 legs, not the legs.
Smart.
Just so.
That's a president right there.
What was that inaugural?
You hear about this Nicole Arbor thing?
No.
You know
She
Nicole
was
Arbor,
the one
right?
who called everyone fat.
She did this video called Beer Fat People,
Oh, I remember that video. Yeah.
which, caused a lot of anger, rightfully so.
I will say this, though. I will say this for her. She did not backpedal. She did not say I was misinterpreted. I was taken out of context. She didn't do any of that stuff. She just said, it's a comedy video. I'm making fun of that. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, there's this thing. She was dating a famous YouTuber named Matt something.
Like we say, famous YouTuber
Matt
someday.
I don't know who he is.
Big movie star Tom.
But they were dating for a while, and then they broke up. And a couple of months later, I think, he released this video. Crying, basically saying like, I need to.
You have my attention now.
It was basically stating that he was in an abusive relationship, like she was abusive towards him. It was domestic abuse.
That sucks.
And then she released this whole video saying that he's lying and he's just trying to bank off of her fame and all this stuff and throwing her under the bus because they ended things badly. She broke up with him. And then there's this YouTuber that does these videos where it's 2 little animated stick figures with giant mouths just talking, and it's like a British voice. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, we have the same story.
Maybe. But this guy did a video about how he found a video archived that she had deleted, and he happened to save this video of her crying after they had just broken up, saying that he broke up with her. She's sorry for everything she did to him, like basically backpedaling on all of the things she said in that other video where she said he was lying.
So,
But she had deleted it from the internet.
but she made it when they broke up.
Yeah.
Apparently. So it's not like backpedaling, but more so that she was revealed to not be telling the truth.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
But it's just that whole theory of things are never, like once you put something on the internet, it's there forever.
She's obviously an idiot. I was surprised she didn't backpedal because that's seems like everybody does. Likewise, I was surprised that like people could remember being outraged about something that happened 4 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost admirable because now it's like the culture of outrage is, by the time the outrage reaches a fever pitch on something, we're already moving on to the next thing, discovering the next thing. So that was crazy. So that that was a lot of fun to go through that. I know I didn't. Totally got blindsided. It was nuts. All right, what else do you want to talk about? Blaine, got any more stories from your Evernote?
Saw Gus in California.
What happened with that? I read that on Twitter.
I was at a funhouse directing a shoot, and I heard Gus's voice. I was really excited, and I was like, I ran in, and I think Will was there, and I was like, hey, Will, get these two off my set. And he just was talking to somebody else, and he just totally blew me off, and I was like waiting for him to say hi, and we walked off, and he never said bye.
Oh God.
Wow.
That was probably his worst nightmare.
Gus will shut you down.
I mean,
shut you down.
he was at the Funhouse office.
Yeah.
So it's not like he was in public somewhere, not expecting to see anybody.
Yeah, that is kind of mean.
Now Gus is gonna get a lot of tweets about it. I feel bad for Gus.
No, do it. Make him feel bad.
Yeah.
Make him suffer.
So is Gus already in Australia?
Yeah.
Or he left yesterday.
God, it's gonna be desolate. Really lonely.
Are you gonna
Yeah.
be sad?
Oh man, it's gonna be a bummer for whoever has to stay here.
Yeah, but you're
Yikes.
staying, huh?
But you're going to PAX South, aren't you?
Yeah, I'll go to PAX South. I think it would be. Am I allowed to say who's going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see why not.
It'll be me and Jordan Swears representing the Rooster Teeth, and then there's gonna be two guys from Screw Attack and two guys from Funhouse. I can't remember.
I think
who's.
Joel Rubin is one of them.
Okay.
And someone else. I forget who.
Yeah. So
Be a good group.
yeah, it'll be a fun panel.
Yumi, Chris, and Jack went to PAX South last year.
Yeah. Jeez, that was.
Is it no good?
No, it was good. It was just well, so I noticed that they were switching up the.
You could say it was shitty. They're
It's crap.
I just remember that we were there from like start of opening of the floor to like the end of it, and we had a lunch break.
Yeah.
They actually have it broken up to where our signing times are all different, so I'm gonna be able to actually like explore.
Could
I
actually
like
see
everyone
PAX South.
complains about how I was there the whole time at the booth. But
I loved it.
That's what we always used to do. Like everyone who went would be there the entire time for the entire.
I don't know.
That's what it's a normal convention.
No, I mean it's fun. I'm not complaining about it. It's just like
Dustin's stuff to sell.
you just like you got to be on your game and stuff like that. Because like the way that you represent yourself, say you're like tired for one person.
I have three days of game. I can go 3 days in a row and then after that.
So like PAX Prime, that's 4 days.
Yeah, I don't think
It's San Diego because it's
it's 5
pretty
days.
much 5 days. Because Wednesday I think it's Wednesday, and so you're there for 5 days. At the busiest convention I think in the US.
It's a lovely city. It's like I don't have to drive there and fly. Some flying.
So when do you leave for Australia, Barbara?
I leave tomorrow on my random seat.
Oh yeah.
On my new seat.
That's
You're on the same flight as me, I think.
no.
Well, he's going to.
I'm going to Washington now. You're on the same flight as Ashley. In fact, if you want to, there's a seat right next to Ashley.
Good to know.
And she's, Barb's on your flight, Ashley.
But they'll give it away.
Hey Ashley, just
If you don't check
But
in,
if she
then
knows the seat will be there, I can cancel it and then she swoop in.
Ashley, you probably missed this part of the podcast. Just don't brush your teeth and spit into a bottle of water because it's.
I just lost my
She's so confused right now. I can't see her face.
So,
She's just there.
you're gonna take there was a thing I saw that would be perfect for all that together in Australia. There's a hotline established that film companies can call for scientifically accurate information. Like if they're presenting something on screen that's scientific, they call them and they can have scientific we should just get that for us.
Is it exclusive for just film production companies?
No, I don't pull it. No, I was gonna call it. And for some reason, I knew it was simple. Oh. So, is there anything less depressing or like sad, just like pathetic, online in social media than like when you see somebody who like follows you on Twitter and notifies you and says, "Oh, so it's a fun." So follow me. I feel like that's how you go on Twitter and you look at their thing and they follow like 800,000
Yeah.
people. What is that? And it's like the most biggest letdown ever. Just like I don't know what that is.
There's some accounts on Twitter that are verified. It doesn't say what they do, and they follow the same amount of people that follow them, and they're just like these sort of fake Twitter things. I can't figure out what they do. And there's like several.
It bothers me when someone's verified or they have a lot of followers and they just have a username and that's it. There's like no link to a website or a YouTube channel.
Because you don't know who they are.
And or it's like
That's that content. They don't need to tell you that.
They're verified as an egg. It's an egg that
Pretty
makes tweets
much.
all the time. They're verified. You know, I found that funny because I was like, I had that moment on behalf of somebody else. Where they were like, oh my god, so followed me. And I'm like, oh wow, that's really cool. And I was like, for some reason, I wanted to see that they were following the person. Like, I wanted to like see the list of people they follow, and they also follow this person. I think it was like 190,000.
Who was it?
Who was it?
It was something like anybody.
We had that.
Who was the celebrity?
Yeah.
I don't remember now. I can look it
Come
up.
off it.
No, I honestly don't remember the celebrity.
I was
Like,
there for that.
I can go look it up. You might. No, it went today.
No,
it was a hospital trip and a few days ago. It was a while ago. But I remember the person who it was, so I can very easily find it again. We'll do that. We'll do that. we'll wait. In fact, a lot of times when I tell stories like that, I purposefully will put a lot of time between the actual event and when I talk about the podcast, simply because I don't want people to piece together that I'm talking about them. Or people to go through, like, people that I follow, find that person, go, Bernie roasted you on the podcast. But people do that all the fucking time. I can't stand that. There's a weird thing on Twitter when people tattletale on you.
Yeah.
Like, it's the lamest thing ever. Like, you're talking about, like, something like, oh, hey, Bernie is talking on the podcast about how much he hates at Taco Bell. What do you think about that at Taco Bell? It's like, get a fucking life. Go do something else. I mean, it's like, and if you won't be Taco Bell, use Taco Bell because it's an easy example. We'll name a person.
Yeah.
And they'll do that. It's like, how fucking bored are you doing shit like that?
Someone was, we kept asking who I was talking to, and people were going through my Twitter and talking to every girl that I followed. Like, I have a lot of female friends that I follow on Twitter, and they would tag them and they'd be like, hey, you two dating? And it's like, stop. It's not, it's weird.
That's
I
a
don't
little
like
too far.
that. Yeah, but have you ever had that moment where you were following somebody and they were following you, and then you realize that they unfollowed you?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Joel and I are
unfollow you?
constantly following and unfollowing each other.
Joel Heyman?
For whatever reason, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever talked to him about it in real life?
Yeah, I think we had a really awkward moment in Australia once where we're like,
Did you confront him?
no, I would never. I don't care.
Oh.
But I figured, like, we figured out the only way we can communicate with each other was through Twitter messaging. And then we, like, got onto each other like, all right, well, I guess we should message each other. And then we realized neither of us were following each other. And we're like, here we go. And then, like, after the trip was done, we just posted stuff. He unfollowed me and I unfollowed him.
I keep having the worst thing. I'm not sure if I already mentioned this. My memory's bad at the moment. But
Why?
girls keep getting matched on Tinder with people using my photo.
yeah.
Dude, I see people on Twitter all the time that use your photo or Michael's photo a lot. And it's like, it makes me do a double
On
take.
Tinder?
No, Twitter.
Oh.
Twitter. I'm not on Tinder.
Sure, I was going to say. But yeah, the people keep saying, like, this, I got matched with it. This is not you, right? I was like, no. But the one guy was like, yeah, you know, I'm this old. I like this kind of stuff. People sometimes tease me about my nose, but, you know, I like it. And it's like, he's using my picture and also, like, talking about my own face as though it's his face.
Your own insecurities.
Yeah, use your own face, you bastard. You were born with one.
Also, like, what's gonna happen? Like, let's say he matches with someone, has a good conversation. He's like, let's meet up in person.
Yeah.
So,
And all of these girls.
Have you guys ever been, you guys have all been online dating profiles? Any
No,
of
I've
you guys
never
ever
done
been catfished?
I was gonna say, so remember when I went on that whole Twitter, I'm taking you guys out on a date thing?
Yes.
And that was a catfish. I never said that because I was like really
How did
uncomfortable
you know
about the whole
that?
subject. So a lot of people are asking, who's this person that ditched you
Hold
on
on,
your date?
let's take a step back.
What's up?
One day, Blaine went out on a date.
Yes.
And he got stood up. And so he did this really funny thing was he said, hey, Twitter, my date stood me up, so I'm going to take my Blade. I'm going to call your dates Blades from now on. But he said, my date stood me up, so I'm going to take all of you on a date. So, and he did like 8 posts, 10 posts, and it was one of many things that Blaine has done that have gone completely viral, like when he proposed to the princesses at Disney World and stuff like that.
Then the Star Wars prank.
And then the Star Wars prank, too. Yeah, so this was one of the things that Blaine did that just went nuts. Like, it was everywhere, Huffington Post and everywhere else. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, so that person, I was getting tweets and they're like, who is this person that would stand you up? And I was like, you know, I'm kind of curious. So you can do reverse image searching. So I did that and ended up being a model from California with a completely different name. And I texted the person who, you know, I had this date with, and I said, you know, You took these photos from somebody in LA. I don't know why you would do that, because you shouldn't do that to people. And I just stopped talking.
Did they not respond?
No. But like,
Do you think it was a fan?
there maybe. I've interacted with a lot of, I found people on Twitter, and then I'll get screenshots of people being like, I found Blaine on Twitter or Tinder.
Yeah, it's so
and it's
weird.
like, please don't.
Like, the only reason I know that people are using my stuff is because girls that I actually know are getting matched with me.
Oh, like
And
from
they're-
England?
Well,
Like
yeah,
who?
like people from my past, and it's like, it's just so weird. Like, what are the chances that they get matched with that person and also know me personally?
Do
It's such a
they-
weird chance.
Do they make the name your name too?
No, just the picture in the description.
There's like, I've gotten to the point where I can sniff out a catfish in probably like 3 or 4 sentences, or like just based off of their profile and just like the way that their pictures are, their bio, like it's like that's clearly not a real person.
There
Somebody-
are some very talented people who make sketches from the podcast conversations every week, and
I
I'm just
love
hoping
those.
that somebody has Blaine sniffing out a catfish. Somehow that's funny to me. You sound really depressed by this. Is this like the biggest pitfall in your life? Is avoiding catfish and like?
It makes dating hard. Like,
Well, you
really
could just
hard.
date though, really, couldn't you?
Yes.
And not use the app.
I am
so-
a
by the
very
way,
busy
I'm
person.
sorry that fucking generational dating for you is so difficult. Like for your generation of like swiping and clicking a button on whatever you like and then just showing up at your door. I'm so sorry that it has like a monkey wrench has been thrown in that process for you.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm lucky enough to never have to have done that. It sounds awful.
that's fun.
Think about when I think the internet was kind of coming around when here's where you couldn't date anybody that you couldn't meet in person, like for the first time. You know what I mean? Or somebody could set you up with somebody you knew. The idea that I could find somebody in another state to date is like impossible. I'd have to go to prison and start writing housewives. That'd be like the only way to do that. I mean, seriously, it's like you guys are just used to like, you know, oh, I met somebody who lives in Canada.
Was
And
there
I did too. I met Ashley when she lived in Australia.
There must have been some sort of retro VHS version of Tinder though.
There was like Love Connection, which by the way Joel
Press
was on.
pause.
Really?
The show Love
Oh
Connection.
yeah,
Joel was on Love Connection.
there was a serial killer on that show too.
That's
Completely unrelated.
That's just a numbers game.
Just like the UK school system.
Yeah, exactly. So I can't believe I just said that. I hope that's okay that I said that Joel was on Love Connection.
What?
Nobody's gonna be able to find that episode.
Now he's gonna unfollow you.
Too late. Boo-hoo.
Now it's his career.
It happens. Yeah.
Oh, was that the end of the story?
What story was
I
on?
don't know. I feel like I was listening to you, and now you're on your phone.
No,
like,
I
oh,
was
the story from over
I was
here?
saying I'm sorry it's upset. He was telling a story and I
Oh,
interrupted him.
I was
no.
looking the wrong way.
Oh no, it's just weird. Yeah, it makes online dating hard, and I could go out and date normally if I wanted to.
Why don't you reverse it? Like, have your picture of some like mega ugly guy, and then when you show up, you're like, hey, surprise, surprise.
You're welcome. But then what if she's like, I was into that?
She'll or she'll never match with me to begin with. So there's the speed bump. Some dickhead named Michael keeps using not Michael Jones, keeps using my pictures and acting as me but with a different name.
A lot of people have found my pictures
Yeah,
on like
so weird.
OkCupid and like those types of dating sites.
Meg has a funny story. Sorry, I patted your knee. She says that she used to be on like online dating sites like way back when, and she would constantly get reported because people were like, "Hey, you're using Meg Turney's." And she's
Yeah.
like, "No, it's really me."
Yeah. It's like my problem with Reddit, but for
Who do you think is the most used person for that?
in the company.
No, of anyone we know. Who do you think would be like their photo would be used like?
I said Barbara and Meg. It's gotta be a
Maybe.
girl. Yeah. And then like in terms of like guys,
It has to be someone
I'd say it's
that's
one of,
like
you or me.
well known for being attractive, but not well known enough that
Yeah.
the majority of people on a dating site would recognize them.
Yeah.
Maybe.
We had a thing where Gavin and I were somewhere recently. I'm trying to think. This is pretty recent. So we were. I'm not gonna say where we were. We were somewhere recently, and we ran into a model of note. I will say that. And she found out we were YouTube people or like online people, and she got really excited about that. And she goes, "I'll follow you on Twitter, and you follow me." You remember this person now? And I was like, oh, okay. And then like Gavin and I followed her, and she goes, "Oh, I don't have my phone." And then she like, I stuck with it maybe like a week to see if she would follow back. Like she said, "I'll write all your stuff down and I'll follow you guys later."
Bullshit.
And I was like, this is really interesting. And so then I noticed I went and unfollowed her. And I went and looked at your follower list, and you had unfollowed her as well.
I
Or-
never followed her to
You
begin
never
with.
followed her in the first place.
She was like, follow me. I was like, yeah.
So I thought that was a really weird exchange because that was like a really like tense thing. It was almost like Gus's Yelp thing where she was watching, like making
Yeah.
sure that we followed her.
Give
It's
us a
like a
name.
lot of
One of
work
my-
to get one follower.
I'm not really at the point in my life where I'm like following models that I meet. I don't need to do
Just
that.
porn stars.
I've never met a porn star.
But we
But
worked
you
with
follow
her.
them, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, I follow a stranger, yeah. Why not?
But you also follow people you work with, right? We worked with her. That was the connection.
Once.
What?
Once.
Yeah, right. Once.
I don't believe in political follows. I think I have like 76 people that I'm following, and they're all like friends, just like people that I interact with.
You follow 76 people?
Gavin actually follows way more than I do.
You have like
I follow 1,000 people.
yeah, I
keep
couldn't
up
do
with
that
that?
because that's not Twitter. Like
Oh,
you're
I mean,
going
I
in
don't
there.
look at the timeline.
See, but
I don't use Twitter.
So what's the point of following anybody?
So matter of fact. I follow them, but I don't pay attention to them.
I read mentions.
So basically, the only way you would have seen something that, like, let's say Bernie and I or Blaine would have tweeted is if we mention you. It's the only way you would see something that me or Bernie tweeted.
Yeah. Is that weird?
Mention you.
I only follow people who talk about me. I love it. I love that approach.
Wait.
You never look at your timeline.
I looked at it about a month ago. Like, glanced it. I'm not going to scroll down through that thing. It's ridiculous.
It always makes me feel special when Gavin responds to something that I put on Twitter because I assumed that was the case. You know,
Well, honestly, a lot of the time it's
You're
like...
not happy when you see something from me? You get a warm fuzzy feeling from
no,
me?
I get really good warm fuzzies.
Yeah,
Anytime-
fucking cover.
Anytime I'm friends with someone on Facebook and they have Twitter post to Facebook, I see a lot that way.
I don't
I
do
can't.
that.
You don't?
Facebook friends.
We're not friends on Facebook?
We are, but it happened like just like a couple months ago, and like I think I was in your like friends request queue for ages, and it was like you are now following Gavin Free, but you are not sending a friend request because he has too many friend requests, and I was like.
Yeah.
Fuck this! I'm not following Gavin because of that. I was like, I'm not gonna let him get this one up on me. And then you added me.
Facebook did a thing where it like maxed out the amount of requests and then it like broke the page. I can't load the page to deny everyone.
Too many
It's
people want to
broken.
be my friend.
It's just not designed for like that many requests, I don't think.
I screwed up twice on social media things. I had a... what's the... Cloud? Is that the account?
Yeah.
I did the dumbest thing ever. I had my level on Cloud, and then I saw, like, cheeky people who, you know, watch our shows. Like, they went and gave me, like, +1s in silly stuff, like sandwiches and tacos and, you know.
Well, they're not wrong.
You know, I know, exactly.
Can you
They
explain
thought it
this?
was, like, all this funny stuff.
Can you explain this to a
you know,
caveman?
wet dreams on airplanes, like, a lot of stuff. No, I can never explain this. So I thought, I'm going to clean up my Cloud profile, so I just got rid of all these, like, cheeky +1s. I lowered my Cloud score by, like, 10, and I was like, after doing that, I didn't know that was a side effect of doing it. And I was like, oh. And then I just got rid of my account. I absolutely deleted my account.
What is clout? I've never gotten anything for
They
it.
would send you stuff, so I'm done with social media
Here's
stuff.
how clout works for me. I have this clout level, and then they'll be like, "You got new perks available." They'll email me them,
That's
and
it.
I'll click it, and they'll be like, "They've run out." But thanks.
That is exactly how that site works. But doesn't Meg get stuff from Cloud all the time?
I don't know how. She
Yeah.
gets stuff from everyone.
Yeah. Becca
just
gets
gets
stuff too.
given
Becca Frazier gets stuff from Cloud all the time.
Is it because she's mentioned them?
I want
Is
free
it on her
shit.
Twitter?
She's just really good at social media, and I'm.
Does Jack
rubbish.
get anything? Because Jack's always pushing for free stuff.
A lot of people
I will
don't.
take free stuff.
Jack got like a
by the way.
turntable, I think, for free.
I have an inexplicable thing that keeps happening.
We like free stuff?
I love free stuff, but no. Is it?
I love free stuff.
Oh shit! Who is it? General Mills?
Yeah.
Keeps sending me badass cereal.
Yeah, they think of the Star Wars cereal with lightsaber spoons. And stuff.
I think I have a connection, or maybe it's just because they recognize me as like a really big Star Wars person, and then now I'm on some sort of list. They sent me like Star Wars cereal, and then
Maybe
they sent
they
me
gave
Batman
you
vs
a
Superman
Tinder.
cereal.
Yeah, maybe you dated them on Tinder.
Jersey Mike's
and
is
they
going to
wasn't
send us
you.
a gift basket.
What's going to be in that? Subs?
I don't know. But
Wow,
apparently
why
it's
would you
coming
sound
this week.
so angry about it? What
I don't
happened?
know. But what's it? Because Jersey Mike's to the podcast? You
Yeah, I don't know if they've
I'm not going to
heard
send
us
a
on
bag of
record.
knives. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Stitcher members.
They heard us talking shit about Jimmy Jones.
Should we wrap it up and go to the post show?
Wow, Barbara wants to fucking kill the podcast. Okay, let's do that.
I have packing to do. I
Any-
have traveling to do.
Anything else we should cover? Anything else?
Laser Team.
Burp, burp, burp. Yeah, Laser Team is coming out.
There's some deadlines to confirm some screenings by 11:30 tonight. I know.
Well, that's in the Monday version of the podcast. So, to be
Right.
clear, if you're listening to this podcast on Monday and you're seeing it live, tonight is the last night in which you can buy a Tug screening ticket to verify a screening, meaning, or in other words, make it happen. Tickets will still continue to sell after that. So if you're listening to this podcast on Wednesday, you should still be able to buy tickets to screenings for Tug that have been confirmed and have not yet sold out. They'll continue to sell those tickets right up until the screening starts. And then there will also be the opportunity to buy tickets for the normal, quote-unquote, normal theatrical run of Laser Team, which is coming very soon.
I think the deadline of tonight is only for the 27th and 28th screening, so
Okay.
if I'm correct.
And
There
I
might be ones
also
after that.
I heard that there's certain people that are making surprise appearances in certain places.
We are. There's people going in different places. So
Have we talked about Fiji.
No, you want to talk about Fiji?
Did you
You
hear
wanted to
about
end.
that?
You wanted to end the podcast.
No, it has to do with Laser Team. They managed to get a screening in Fiji. Well, we're gonna be there on a vacation.
You guys are going to go on vacation after RTX Australia.
Yeah.
You guys are going to go to Fiji. It's a big group of you guys.
Yeah, 7 of us.
70.
7 people going to Fiji?
Yeah, we got
Is
an
one less
Airbnb.
person going now?
No, we were 6 originally, now it's 7.
Wow.
Who's going?
Myself, Aaron, Chris, Bethany, Adam Kovic, Jess, Bruce.
Aaron Marquis.
Yeah.
Do we not differentiate between Aaron Marquis and Aaron Zech anymore? Zech? How do you say your last name?
She ain't around, though.
Usually when I talk about Aaron, it's male Aaron,
Gotcha. Okay.
since he's my boyfriend.
Keep bringing back a souvenir.
I lost the list.
I will. I'll bring you back a postcard.
Should bring you back a model of cum.
Yay!
Quan Qantas.
But
So while you
Australia
guys are
spins
there,
the other way.
Doreen and Matt made sure to get a screening so you guys can go to see a screening of Laser Team in Fiji.
Bye, Jai.
So
So if you
you'll be on
live
the
in
clock.
Fiji,
What language is Fiji?
What's that? I think that's the English pronunciation.
It's Fijian.
It's Polynesian.
They speak English?
Polynesian.
They speak Polynesian?
They speak multiple Polynesian languages. That's what that is. That's what it is.
I don't know still, though.
head, nose, and Fiji.
I don't know what the native language
I'm pretty sure it's English
Okay.
or
in Fiji. I mean, I don't know, because it's like we're going to a touristy area, so they
It's
speak
French.
English there.
I wonder what their school system's like in Fiji.
No, stop it. You
They
bring
get
us all the way back to the front of
FIJIs.
this. What is native language in Fiji?
Fart poop dude. Did I mess up Siri?
No.
Oh.
Type it.
No, I just said fart poop dude. I do that to my dad all the time. Fucking pissed.
All right, are you ready for this? This is a great note to end the podcast on. The official language of Fiji
Maltonesian?
is Fijian. Good night, everybody.
I love you. This video presented by the new movie Laser Team. Get tickets now at laserteamthemovie.com. Stay tuned for more info after this video.
This is
Hello, everyone.
special
Welcome to this week's
podcast. It's a
Rooster Teeth
podcast
podcast
that's
brought to you by
being played.
Casper, Harry's, and Trunk Club. Got a returning sponsor and a new sponsor over there, and then another returning sponsor on the other end. We'll
We're
talk
live
more
on,
about that later.
on YouTube.
We are live on YouTube.
Forever.
Normally, every Monday we do the podcast, and it's available for premium members on our website at roosterteeth.com. Every now and then, we'll do one that's open for everybody on YouTube. So people who who don't visit our site have an opportunity to see what they're missing by streaming live. It's a little more pressure than normal because normally when we fuck up, we're like, all right, we'll just cut that out.
But
Now it's like everyone's watching,
Yeah,
like
it's
right up
like,
front.
oh, that was a shitty version we gave the paying them. Everybody else gets a good one.
It's
Why not?
value. That's value. It's like you get to see the outtakes on the fly. Anyway, I'm Gus,
I'm Gavin.
I'm Barbara.
I'm Bernie.
and I'm Gus,
Did I cut off your thing?
You did.
Go ahead.
Barbara.
and Gus.
Wait, what did you say before?
I said I'm and
I'm
then you went
Bernie.
Bernie.
That's exactly how it went. Just there.
Let's tip this part for the course.
Starting off good.
I feel like I've been here a while, but
You were here last week, weren't you?
Nah, you weren't.
No, we weren't.
Blaine was here, bloody
Yeah.
spoiling up a storm.
Bernie and I weren't.
What is
Oh,
spoiled?
right. He did some Game of Thrones spoilers.
Oh, right.
People
Was that last
really.
week?
That was last week. People really wanted to know. That became a hot topic of conversation. People were trying to ask what it was that got bleeped out.
If you censor anything with a bleep, people go ape. They really want to know
Wasn't
what
it
it was.
that, was it Fibbage? Or some game that you guys bleep something out and everyone's like, oh, we gotta know. And like, even at live events, people are like,
Sometimes
what
we
did you guys bleep out?
Well, your brain fills in the worst stuff. It's like Jimmy Kimmel does that unnecessary censorship. Or have we ever talked about bubble porn? on here before?
It's bubble porn.
Patrick?
No. Why do you go to him?
Why don't you look up bubble porn and show us an image from it?
I don't
Hold
know.
on one second.
Are we
gonna-
allowed to show it?
we're gonna
I guess it's
broadcast
not really.
bubble porn.
It's
Patrick,
not-
you're at work. Google bubble porn.
Bubble porn. Bubble
Hold on
porn
one
is
second.
when
Ignore everything in the
you
employee
get
handbook.
a photo of usually a woman who's scantily clad in a bathing suit or a bikini, or underwear, and you make bubbles around like
Basically,
the naked
you,
part of her skin.
you cover the whole thing in a layer, like a layer that's blue, the entire image.
Like latex?
Then you cut out circles, but you leave stuff behind the background that is clothing. But your brain fills in that the person is naked. You'll just have to see
Okay,
it. to understand.
I think I
So
understand.
it's totally not.
Yeah.
It's totally safe for work porn. So there's the image on the left and there's the image on the right. It's kind of like oddly.
It works.
I feel like we're gonna get taken down just showing that.
Yeah, it's oddly offensive, but there's nothing. The image on the left is.
Who figured that out?
Let
Let me tell you what, it was a 14-year-old with Photoshop.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's someone from
Oh, wait.
like one of those countries where porn isn't
Yeah,
allowed.
so yeah, like back in the day before, like when you had Photoshop but no internet.
It was a
Some dude
Mormon
from
Mormon
Utah.
guy, from what I understand.
So do you think in no
Ashley
porn
would know, you're
areas,
from
like
Utah,
people
right?
just give a guy a picture and then he fills it in the bubbles and gives it back?
That's like his specialty.
Bubble porn is also known as Mormon porn.
Okay.
So it's a way to like have your brain think it's looking at pornography.
It's
but
also
not.
like little targets.
It's like little bullseyes.
You print it out. And you print
I don't
it
know
out.
how you think male masturbation works, but you're not actually trying to hit the screen. It's not like
Oh.
you don't get points for that or
I
anything
am.
like that. Are you trying to hit it? You trying to hit the screen?
I get a new laptop.
Hey, so Barbara, I've never looked for this, but maybe you have. Is there any porn that is heterosexual porn, but it's filmed entirely from the female's perspective?
Not that I've seen.
So when you watch porn, you're watching sex from a male perspective.
So it's all
Sometimes.
third person or male POV, but not female POV is what you're saying.
Exactly
Yeah.
right. Like I would have never watched that for more than probably 5 seconds. But
I would prefer looking at the girl.
Why? Because
Yeah,
you don't want like a
good
hairy,
call.
like grunting dude
Yeah, not really.
towering over.
I mean, usually in porn, females are a little more pleasing to look at.
Then-
And in general, in life.
and the dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I find that interesting. So the pornography that you watch is strictly from the male perspective.
I watch very male-centered porn.
What does that mean? Go ahead.
Like porn that guys would watch.
Oh, really?
So,
Like people like being offered jobs and things like that, and then it turns out it's not a job. It's that-
exactly.
that kind of thing.
Yeah, you only get 75% of the way through.
Sounds familiar. All right, fair play. Okay, I was curious about that. So yeah, you want to hear about bubble porn? Mormon porn or bubble porn, also known as bubble collage, in Japan, refers to Photoshop pictures of naked people, which are made by concealing their outfits by the bubbling technique. And you can look this up. We say it's safe for work, but that's a thin, razor-thin line. Like if you loaded that up at work, that would be iffy.
Quick, someone do bubble porn of me.
Oh, don't even.
Right now.
In your flannel shirt.
Yeah.
There's one
This
gigantic
part.
bubble.
Be there.
So, not safe for work is a designation that's been around for a long time, right?
Very subjective.
And almost
designation.
as long as not safe for work has been around, there's been the people who complain about why something was labeled not safe for work every single time that something is labeled not safe for work. Like it's a woman in her lingerie, and they'll say it'll be labeled not safe for work. And then one of the first comments will be, why is this not safe for work? She's in her underwear. So it's like, where the fuck do you work that you can look at pictures of people in their underwear?
The
all
Sears
time?
catalog factory.
He works at Victoria's Secret.
Yeah, we see this all the time. When's the first time you remember hearing that designation, not safe for work?
FARC.
I think
And I remember it was abbreviated NSW, not NSFW.
Yeah, I think that's the first time I also encountered that designation as well, was FARC, probably back like in 2002? No, maybe earlier than that. 2000?
I
Is that
think
still a
maybe
website?
Yeah.
I think maybe going back to to foreshadow the conversation we'll probably have about Sony and the Let's Play trademark. I think Drew tried to trademark not
Really?
safe for work at one point. I think he tried to trademark the NSFW version of it though. NSW, not the NSFW.
I'm sure New South Wales and Australia had some issues with the trademarking of NSW.
The airport got mad.
Yeah.
Drew Curtis, the guy who owns and runs Fark.com.
Right. And we forgot to mention one of the other things we want to talk about tonight, and we'll definitely get to it, is the fact that Laser Team is coming out really soon.
Laser Team is coming out very soon.
Hence some of the props that are here on set with us, like Barbara.
I wish I looked that good when I was in the movie.
That mannequin's a little picky.
Yeah.
quite peckish.
Oh, it's got like a little pointy.
Yeah.
It's just like you, Gavin. Before the podcast even started, I think Bernie, you and I were talking. I turned over, looked at Barbara, and that's exactly what she was doing. She's just sitting there rubbing the crotch with that thing.
It's right behind.
It's the Alan one.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was
That's not terrifying.
Where was I? I was somewhere recently, and like we were talking. They were asking about the movie, and I mentioned that I was everybody who was in the movie, Gavin, and Nicole, knew Alan, and somehow somebody in the group knew who Alan was. And then they're like, what? And then all of a sudden, we're all looking at this girl's phone. Shit. So we have 5 new females who now want to go see Laser Team because Alan's in it.
I thought you say that maybe they thought Alan Abdeen was in it.
Oh, Alan Abdeen, no.
Who's our director
Not
of
the same reaction.
business development.
Alan is in it, but very, very briefly.
Did you go and see our billboard?
I did. I went and saw the billboards for Laser Team and the outdoor advertising is starting to go up, and I went and saw the ones in the east.
I didn't know
so far.
Yeah, I didn't know that was there. I was just driving down 35, and I was like, oh, holy shit.
It's right downtown too. Right?
Yeah, it's
What
like
is right by 6th Street?
What do they do with those when they're done?
That's a really good question. I don't know.
Burn it.
They don't do that thing where they just go over the top of them anymore, right?
It's like a printed on deal, right? Like it's like a big thing they print out and then they just attach it and
It's
then
all
they take it
screen
down.
printing.
Right.
It's all screen printing
So
these days.
they take it down. They probably aren't careful when they take it down. They probably just cut it and then just put
Paint
the
over
next one up.
Why? Would you want one?
No, we should just put it on the front of the building.
We should definitely try to get the ones that are like hanging on the corner of the building in New York and then just hang them on the outside of Stage 5. We should absolutely do that.
You're on my side, right?
I'm on your side.
Yeah.
How
You
big
and me.
are those though?
They're fine.
How would you transport that from New York City to Austin?
You want to hear some crazy?
If only there were transport companies that
Yeah.
could deal with
It rolls up, I'm
moving
sure, Barb. I'm
stuff.
sure it's like a thing that just like, and they put it in one of the tubes,
Yeah.
and then it should be the tube. But Gavin is on a billboard in Times Square right now. And earlier, was it this year or the previous year? In 2015.
2014, I was in London,
He was in Piccadilly Circus, right?
Yeah.
Is that how you say it?
which is like the London Times Square.
Weren't you also at Times Square in New York?
Oh yeah, I
Bus.
was in the subways.
In the subways, right? So it's really cool. It's really fun to see that stuff.
Yeah, it's amazing. We've always joked in the past about getting billboards for various projects or doing kinds of promotion like that. But just we never had anything serious to promote. So it's really cool to see an actual project that we've worked on for a long time. Really
not
being
a joke.
promoted. Yeah, that's not
It's
a joke.
I knew these guys had big heads. but damn.
Don't get me wrong.
Hey.
It's funny. It's got a few jokes. It's got like 3 jokes in it. You should definitely go see the movie.
There it is. So how big is that? That is 5 stories tall. There's 4 windows covered.
We should wrap your house.
That is probably bigger than this building, right?
What, the whole thing?
Like in terms of height?
What does that mean, Gavin, the whole thing?
You talking about the billboard or the building?
I'm talking about the building. That's bigger than this.
You mean taller?
Yes, taller.
Yes, it's tall.
I understand your frustration, Gavin.
This
Just
building
my
is-
frustration. Why don't you try to figure out my frustration?
Like, what do you mean? It's
sometimes?
like because it doesn't make
Is it
sense.
just
It's
closer?
taller, but it's not bigger because we have depth. This is a 3-dimensional building.
Yeah, it's not a bill box.
Look at that. Bring that up again, Patrick, please, so we can look at that. That is taller than this building.
Yes, but it's not wider.
Okay, it doesn't matter. It only has to
That
not
means
fit
it's
in
not
one
bigger.
direction.
That means it's not bigger.
So
'cause
we're
it's
gonna lay
smaller
it
in the
on
other
its
direction.
fucking
I would
side
say,
to
I would
attach
say
to
it's
the
smaller
building?
Yeah.
because the width is less. It's smaller than this
Just hang
building.
it.
It's too big to fit on our building.
You can
So,
put it
like-
in sideways.
You're gonna lay it down flat.
So
Oh,
like,
and
okay.
that's crazy.
Yes.
No.
Is a stick that goes to here bigger than your car?
If I want to put it in my car, I can still put it in such a way. The orientation of stick doesn't matter.
See, he's changing. He's changing his fucking.
I'm not
definition.
changing anything. We're talking about it's a real simple question that I was asking. You want to hang
So
a
what's the
poster
stick bigger than the car?
on the? You guys are changing it to fucking sticks and cars.
Sticks
I
and
asked,
cars.
could you
there's
hang
billboards
the
and
could you
buildings.
hang the poster on the side of the building, or is it too big?
That's not what you said.
He
You
said
you
big in
bigger
what
than
way?
the building.
Too big to fit on the
Oh,
side
well,
of the
I was
fucking
just
building.
talking about wrapping your house, and then you're like, is it big? And I was like, well, it's not big enough for that.
It's just, I
Why
don't
don't we
know why
just
I
lay it
bother.
down
I don't know
perfect?
why I fucking bother.
I'm with you, Gavin.
I don't know why I bother.
Yeah, high five. Right there. That was a good
You know,
high five.
I learned a really. I forgot why we don't do spoiler casts. I thought it was because nobody watches them because, like, only a certain segment of the audience has seen the thing that we're gonna have a spoiler cast about. Which, by the way, I hate the name spoiler cast.
Yeah.
Because it implies we're trying to spoil it when really what it is we're just saying a lot of things.
Discussion cast.
Yeah, it's a full discussion is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's not intentionally spoilerish or anything. And I'm not gonna spoil anything about anything right now.
You should call it in depth.
Except for my feelings. That's what I want to spoil. But I learned that it's not. I had a total recall of all my emotions about Spoilercast when I was reading comments about it, and I remember what it was. It wasn't because nobody watched it. It's because I don't like when we have a Spoilercast and then people I don't mind when people disagree with me and they tell me they have a different opinion. I don't like when they have a discussion about the fact that they don't agree with my opinion, so Bernie doesn't get, or, you know, whoever doesn't get it, Gavin doesn't get it. What is it Gavin didn't understand about this, that he doesn't, like it? It's, you know, it's like, you must be stupid, is what it comes down to. It's like all these people discussing the different ways that you're stupid. And I'm just like, I don't want to read that. I definitely don't read that. I just want to go, what?
Is that Bobby?
He just said it bothered him.
Yeah, but what? Not like, why does that actually bother you?
It bothers me because it's like, I want to have a real discussion where people talk back and forth and say, this is why I like it or this is why I don't like it. And they're not engaging in that. They're just saying, he's just an idiot. You know, and they're like, he doesn't get it. That's the default answer, is that, like, if only he understood it, then he would like it. But it's, you know, or Gavin would like it or Gus would like it. You know, I forget who was on that podcast. Except for Brandon, who was on the Doctor Who spoiler cast. And I've never watched Doctor Who.
He didn't know much about it.
Apparently, he just didn't get it though.
What was it? What was the story then? What was he doing on that spoiler cast?
No, he watched it. He knew Doctor Who. Just he had a contrary opinion.
Oh, well, everyone in the comments was saying that he had never seen the show before. So there you go.
I think he just didn't understand it.
He did that Brandon
We're
thing.
doing exactly what I just said.
He did that Brandon thing where I think he was overconfident about it.
That happens.
Yeah.
That's
He
the
also
other
was
thing.
wearing a bow tie.
That's the other thing. It's like, who wants to give an opinion on something, you know? I got ran off the patch because I told people that physical media was going to go away and people were going to get digital media mostly. And people fucking blasted me to the ends of the earth about that. And I was like, I just thought it was like an obvious trend that was taking place.
So are they annoyed at you because they don't want that to happen and you're the messenger?
No, they just
Or
thought
they
I was.
just don't like it?
No, I'm an idiot and I was short-sighted. Not everybody uses digital media. I've been on the patch in like a year, and I just want to go back in and go, right, fuck off. But it's just like I don't like opinion stuff because it's just like opinions on the internet are just so naive. They're just a fucking. I got opinions about you guys.
Oh. Yeah,
Oh,
they're
you
all
guys are
good.
okay.
They're all good opinions.
You guys are
He
okay.
told me I was his friend earlier.
There's something though there's something I wanted to bring up with you. Something I don't like. I can't remember what it was.
I can take a guess.
What was it?
And it's something I don't like you for.
Ooh. What is it? Tell
See,
me.
I like that squinty look you gave me. So I felt bad for a little while this week because Bernie texted and said, he texted a couple of people, was like, hey, going to brunch in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You should come join. Huh? Right.